Hello, everyone. Welcome to day 2 of
Welcome.
OOF Overwatch League. We're getting this going here. Starting off with a banger match between some of the best named teams I've really ever seen in my entire life. To be honest with you, we got a crazy matchup here between the Shenzhen Strokers and Chaewon's Children. So, two absolute juggernauts getting up to bat here. It's gonna be a close competition. I'm pretty excited for it. Pretty excited to see what these teams are going to be bringing out. All right, so let's take a look at the Shenzhen Strokers. Look at their roster here. Taking a look what we got on here. Notable figure is Fitty on this team here. Obviously, Fitty and Lucio's, both sort of a main support oriented kind of deal there. So I'm not quite sure who's gonna be, taking over the flex support role. Obviously, both of them have, the Lucio as their little icon there. So don't know how that's gonna be going, but what I do know is that this is gonna be a quite competitive team. That's what I can tell you so far. Now taking a look at Chaewon's Children. We got just honestly another really crazy roster going on here. We have Violet, the Twitter Violet. I think that's the person I see under every the biggest reply girl I've ever seen on Twitter. Not too much on that though. There's nothing wrong with reply girling. We need to normalize that. Is there what do you think about this roster? Anyone stick out to you there?
No one in particular, but I will say these two teams, some of the best branding in the entire tournament. These logos, chef's kiss. Chef's kiss, these logos.
I'm gonna have to absolutely agree with you on that one, especially Shenzhen Strokers. I mean, really just, what are they stroking? Who knows? I'm not one to judge. All I'm doing is casting their gameplay here. And it looks like we're about to get into this first map here, which is, of course, gonna be Ilios, as has been the theme for most of this tournament so far, and it's looking no different here.
VJ gone on the Lucio. This is exciting.
It's
Maybe
exactly
looking
what we
to follow in the footsteps of Jay Sketchy. 2 Ajaxes in one map. Let's see if he can match that.
I'd really like to see Fiji gone. I'd like to see some shades of Lee J gone here. What do you think of the comps on both of these sides here? What do you make of these differences in the Queen versus the Diva here?
No, Queen, not a character we've seen too much. Diva, a more popular pick, but no, I personally don't think Queen is that good in this 6v6 format, to be honest with
you. Yeah, it certainly does feel like it's at odds with the ball, but not the first time we've seen a ball and sort of a rush tank comp in this tournament. Although, as I say that, trades are starting to fall in the favor of Chaewon's Children here.
Chaewon.
Fiji does manage to get one trade onto MCG on the Kiriko. I joke Femboy's already screaming. Looks like might have found a Femboy or two over there. Not quite sure what.
That is exactly what I do when I find a Femboy. I just hootin' and hollerin'.
I really get it. There's nothing wrong with that. Ikesh in a sneaky little position here to start off this fight. Again, both mirroring the ball. Another classic ball mirror. We love to see it.
Very common theme these past games.
It really has been. Recall force early from Saikyoka. So both teams gonna have to be a little bit less aggressive here. Sky Commander loses the mech really early. Queen has to use the shout, but she's gonna be able to walk in with that. But as I say that, JP4 gets caught on that rotation. Are they able to punish the Soldier there for that aggressive position? It doesn't look like they are. BG Gun goes down next, and now it's just JP, which I'm starting to realize might be in reference to the character that they're playing there.
I just clocked onto that, and this is why I just don't think Queen is very good in the 6v6 format. I think she gets ran down really hard. Shout gets forced out, and she's still not even able to engage with that. Not even like an Ana on the opposing team. So this is a Queen playing without an anti on the other side, and she's still kind of getting run over.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just a rough time. And Ika is going to go really early with these mines. They know they have the ultimate advantage, and they're absolutely pressing that. Accurately gets caught out early. A pulse bomb onto JQ is just going to take her down as well. Alexia also gets traded out here, but it's ultimately just not going to matter. D-Mech there, comes down on the Sky Commander, gonna force the bomb, but I mean, it's just not really a trade that you'd be looking for. Getting the bomb out does mean that, you know, they're not gonna have to deal with it in this fight, but, you know, that also means that Sky Commander's
Violet
gonna
does
have
have
that
the
mech
beat
back.
for JQ's first rampage of the round, so
Yeah, looking like a very
Let's
big
see how it
ult
plays
fight,
out.
and this is one that, you know, if you're the Shenzhen Strokers, you're kind of looking to potentially try and win this one for ult advantage here. You know, comes out, catches a couple members, but it's just not really going to be enough. There's no follow-up here, and it comes out onto the Brig, but the Brig is just so far back. It's more of just a survival nano at this point. BJ God does manage to find one, but I mean, it's just not going to be enough. Tachyon can't even touch the point. And just a 100-0 dominant first round from the side of Chaewon's children here. Chaewon taught them well. That's all I can say.
Chaewon did tease. I'm sure Chaewon is looking down upon her children, very proud. You know,
Yeah.
ear to ear smile. Now,
Two hotshot pilots on the same team.
Get a quick apology here from VJ Gon to any lesbians who might be watching.
Many.
Don't worry. VJ Gon's gonna lock it down for you guys. Oh, but Violet's a little bit trying to claim that territory back. Grr shows teeth, they're mine. Really don't quite know what's going on back there.
no,
but,
healthy competition. Healthy competition between
hashtag
teammates is
VJ Gon for
always good.
lesbians.
Oh,
You know, I've actually heard that if yeah, never mind.
No,
that's gonna stay in my brain and not gonna come out here. As GTA4 just gonna roll it on the Echo here instead of any cast, kind of realizing that the cast is very rough dive target, not very easy to live. Although, as I say that, you know, GTA4 is just gonna go down. Tachyon
there's
asked
a
for a
pause.
pause, so
That's
we are
okay.
gonna go to
One
a
thing I
quick-
would like to point out. Oh, are we going to break? Sorry, I was gonna say something. We're going to break. Okay, it'll be kept.
no.
So
Yeah,
one
what
thing.
do you want to say?
Okay, so you know Shenzhen, very old place. As old as time, and I think the Shenzhen Strokers are aiming to replicate this piece of history by running the Hog on Well, a strategy that dates back to the genesis of Overwatch.
Really, it's true. I mean, it really is absolutely true. You know, as long as hooks and wells have existed, you know, people have been wanting to hook people into the well. It's a satisfying feeling.
That's
It's
good.
really a bit of a difficult thing to do for them here, though. I'm not too sure how Hog's really gonna, you know, play into this comp again. It feels as though JQ is just so consistently wanting to play tanks that don't synergize very well.
Just
the
not
other-
good. It's really not good. Oh, we're back.
Yeah. Oh, but
As I say that, the hook kill.
JQ finds a pick really early here, but just gets caught out himself, so I mean, really not a whole lot you can do there. And it looks like Chaewon's children are just going to be able to secure control of the point for this first fight here.
Tachyon.
It's just not too good. Not a major ultimate advantage for either team, although Saikoka is going to get this pulse bomb before basically anything else comes out. And as long as, you know, they're able to force out that Suzu early, certainly could find some value here. You know, they're
I
able
took
to.
Femboys.
Femboys just
How's he alive, man?
The
Nice.
carry was just so focused on getting the cleanse and the healing out onto him that she's able to just live herself, and she falls down early, and then with no healing from the side of Shenzhen Strokers, it's just really tough to sustain during that fight, so the rest of them do just end up falling over. Saikoka with this pulse bomb, looking to get some potential value with it. Oh, the Kiri just gets picked
Oh,
up from
it's just
Spawn.
so bad.
They're just absolutely getting spawn trapped here. I mean, this is just looking, this is dire straits here. Although, Tachyon does manage to get an early pick on the side coach, which is really good. No pulse bomb in play here.
Oh!
Tachyon gets
The beat's
another
gone!
one. No beat as well. Tachyon just putting the team on his back there. Incredible performance here. I think they're going to be able to clean up this fight. Just, you know, no issues here. This should be a done deal. As Ikez just tries to stall out for a little bit, but eventually they're getting forced out as well.
Yeah, Violet could get back with beat though. Can't do that. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's gonna get the flip on that. And a stagger kill on the Ikaj and Saikoka there as well. Not gonna, you know, be too big of a deal as you do have 71% stored up on the point there. These next fights are gonna be pretty crucial as, you know,
Heaven.
a lot of ultimates. Hello?
Evan, what does the name MCG remind you of? Maybe adjacent of another OWCS player?
Oh, you know, actually, FCG.
And you know what team they're playing against? You know what team they're playing against?
I'm actually making some connections in my brain.
Oh my god, okay.
I can't believe that beat actually landed. I think Violet was in the air for like 10 seconds. That was absolutely ridiculous.
Well, her name is Violet,
Does
so.
eventually come out though. Right, our shades of actual.
Shades of actually Violet.
Le Poco Bomb able to take out the Roadhog here.
JQ. Unable to take advantage of movement perk added in season 15. Everyone loves perks. Everyone loves perks. I really like seeing a hog move around my screen 40% faster.
Absolutely, but not fast enough to be able to avoid that bomb there. So, J1's Children gonna secure control of the point here again, and it's looking like one fight territory here potentially if they're able to secure this win. They have so many ults here, or look how many ults they have.
Oh
I mean,
my
it's
god.
just close. They
are staring down the barrel of a shotgun, and Violet
Violet gets picked off early, but luckily she was not one of the people who had the ultimate, so you know, worse losses could be sustained. Alessia just nice shots there from spawn, able to take on the Echo as the Echo is walking out. That's gonna be a pretty crucial pick there, as now Shinzen Stroker's just left with absolutely no damage. Rush comes out here just to clean up a few kills, and I mean, it's just a few
over.
efforts coming out here from Shinzen Strokers, but not a whole lot they can do.
Unfortunate map loss.
J1
wins!
Looking very, very, very dominant here. Only allowing maybe 1 or 2 fight wins in the entire course of that map. So props to them for such a dominant performance here. And we'll see what map they go with on map 2 as we go to a quick little break here.
Yes, sir.
All right, welcome back. And after that dominant 2-0 from J1's Children, we're moving on to a map pick from the Shenzhen Strokers, and they've elected to go with the Suravasa on this one. Suravasa, a map that we've seen quite a bit of over the course of this tournament as well. Definitely a popular map pick. Certainly one of my favorite maps. I do like this one quite a bit. So,
yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and disagree with you on that one.
Yep, I mean,
this map
is why we have crazy beef, this is why we actually hate each other.
Right, yeah. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. I'm starting it right now. We didn't really have too much beef before starting it over this map. This map is great. I think it looks very nice. I think it's designed really nice. Oh, okay.
Well, like, things can look really good and also be bad.
I think it's designed fairly well as well. I mean, I'm a fan of this. What do you think of these comps that are coming out from this from both of these teams here? Does the Brig Juno hold water in this 6v6 format?
How many times did we see it yesterday? We saw it quite a lot yesterday.
Do we see the Brig Juno a lot yesterday?
Oh no, we saw the Lucio.
There's a lot of Brig Lucio, or not Brig Lucio, Lucio Juno.
Lucio Juno, yeah.
Not a whole lot of Brig Juno, although that is, you know, typically a pretty dominant comp, at least in a lot of 5v5 iterations here. And on the other side here, J1's Children going with a more classic, traditional Bab Lucio rush style comp. So we'll see which one comes out on top. And JQ just instantly, absolutely removed from the lobby there. Same with iJunk Femboys following suit there.
I still really don't think that JQ is good almost at all in this 6v6 format, but maybe Shenzhen Strokers can prove me wrong here, but I feel like she just gets run over a little easy.
For sure, and I can definitely see it. And if there's going to be a point where it's going to work, it certainly is going to be on these points on Suravasa here. Definitely fairly rush-oriented, and you know, you're playing a rush comp with the Juno Brig, the Ramatra there, even the Reaper. So certainly this comp does have some legs, but I've just yet to see any success from them yet. Granted, it's only been one fight. They want to be a one-fight Andy there, but we're just going to go have to see. Ramatra just gets the block force out so early, no armor here at all, but Ipka just goes absolutely so deep in the backline, not able to survive that. And it looks like Shenzhen Strokers might be able to push this advantage here. Alessia pulls out the high note, this Reaper is just right on them. Mortality field forced out. BJ Gunn just goes down to MCG, and this is, you know, the added pressure that is brought in with the meta piece.
Nice shot from Alyssa.
Actually, Alyssa just going crazy on this hit scan this game. Just been moving in silence, not anything too flashy, too crazy, but definitely a really nice shot there.
You know, as all things are better traditionally, we can all agree on this, right? Traditional is always better. Yeah, if we look at, yeah, we can all agree on this. If we look at Chaewon's children's, yeah, you, me, and all of us. I mean, looking at Chaewon children's comp, 0 Overwatch 2 heroes, because tradition is always better.
That's true.
Tradition is always better.
Overwatch 2 heroes, that's an Overwatch 1 comp right there, and that's what I love to see. And I'm glad to see them winning. I'll tell you that much. I'm glad to see them win. And they have a huge ultimate advantage here.
I love it.
Oh, the shatter is so good.
That's just big.
Playing in the raid, but when the run is in front, there's no shield to block the shatter, and they all just get laid out on the ground. Oh goodness, it's just an absolute slaughter. You lose your raid fight to just one ultimate. That's not what you want to be in this situation of it all.
Shades of Meat Tsunami. Can I say it? Shades of King Zero Meat Tsunami.
I'm getting shades of Meat Tsunami here. I would go that far. Hesitate to glaze Meat Tsunami, but in this instance, I might have to.
It is Meat Tsunami, so can't really say shades, like gigantic shadows.
Right, yeah, it's sort of like, you know, an overwhelming, you know, the sun level.
An over. Yeah.
Boys here going to the core really early, gets EMP'd, he just goes down, but, you know, sort of 2 members of Jokers here.
Violet able to get the beat off, but such a low HP. MCG saving himself with the mortality field.
Oh, big! Oh, but Alicia is just able to just do too much there. The Queen ult is big. We're already down 2 in that fight, and the beat was out at the same time as well. So during most of the anti-team, both the people who were anti were just able to be kept up regardless.
Should be
so not
second
a whole lot of value here.
No, Rampart
touch. On the Reaper there. Just laying next to this line. I'm watching absurd things happen right now. The line, I mean, you know, this is what I can really appreciate about it. You know, it's not as straightforward as tank counters, you know? Typically, in a 5v5 format, you get a ram into a line. It's just going to be a done deal for the Rhine. It's not a whole lot of...
Surely this feels like home for you, right? 6v6, 0 Overwatch 2 heroes, Baptiste being ran. This is where you were born and raised.
You know, I was raised here, right? You know, this is the... You wouldn't last a day in the house where I was born or whatever.
Did Taylor Swift say that?
Yeah, something like that.
Alright, Shatter here. Gonna be big, I think.
I'm ready to flex paw. I got my arms at the ready here, but I chuck Femboys getting an early pick on a Saikoka there, and the tanks on the side of Shins and Strokers able to do quite a bit of damage here. Getting those 2 first early picks, forcing the Diva Bomb out. And now, I mean, just killing a few little stragglers here. The Demon Mech is 1 HP. And Shins and Strokers secure the point capture, although many members of Chaewon's Shins still alive. Positioned very well for this recontest. I just thought was maybe we can use the ram ult here if they aren't able to get healed in time. The trades are just looking like they actually are turning out in positive favor of the Shenzhen Strokers here.
It is just so unfortunate for Chaewon's children. A very long, drawn-out fight while the Shenzhen Strokers had point cap. I mean, this is already down to 1-fight territory.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You cannot give up that point if you're able to, if you really want to, you know, take a fight. You don't want to just let them have a point before that. Oh my goodness, and I'm just watching just shot after shot land from the
OW, is that you?
Goodness. Wow. I mean, I'm just watching some wonderful head clicking here from Alicia, and I'm never really... That's pretty wonderful. 2 opening picks secured by them. And Violet makes sure that Tachyon can't just commit suicide, just has to make sure that's not a possibility there.
Lots of ults on the board for both teams. This is going to be one hectic fight there.
Yeah, absolutely. See, I took 2 Femboys up here. Annihilation. We're really looking to use that
I was dead before you could...
even No Queen ult.
The blade comes up from 54.
Wait. That's actually just such a tragic blade. Most of your
look at
team's
Ekaj
already
here.
dead. Almost no fight. Oh, Ekaj.
Look at Ekaj. Look at
Looking like we're
Ekaj.
gonna do something a little bit cheeky here. As British as I sound saying that word. We know comes out.
Yeah, it's two.
Been able to beat that out. It's actually quite a winnable fight here. Actually goes in with the death blossom, but does just get cut down by that window.
Lots of damage.
Yeah, seems like the trades are just gonna end up falling in J1's Children's favor, and that's just gonna be closing out the map.
That's it.
Chance there, even with that big shatter, BJ Gon managing to get the beat off regardless, so really impressive play. But unfortunately, BJ Gon
3 fights without being able to pop the Annihilation. Kind of unfortunate.
Yeah, that is quite tragic. That's, yeah, some usage of the ultimates there could have been a little bit better. And really just mechanical outplay from Alicia pretty much this whole game. Just looking really incredible on that Cassie, looked really good on that Sojourn, and just a huge difference. Anyways, not that there's anything wrong with that, of course.
Right.
Anyways, so that's that game there. J1's Children has won that one, and we're gonna take a quick break as we go into our next one. Hello, we are back. Back for another game here. It's gonna be a pretty epic one in my personal opinion. We got Doroboto Chop Squad, and they're gonna be taking on the Ignition Flaming Ferrets.
Not a mouthful.
And that's a fun one to say. So taking a look at some of the players on Doroboto Fish. Whoa, hold on. God, I'm a little bit confused.
Wait.
There. Doroboto Chop Squad. This roster is pretty similar to one that we saw last Sixes tournament, I believe, where we had HMP, Piplup, Meme Machine, and of course Doroboto themselves. But we also have some additions in both Nogfriend and also Mirai. So it should be a pretty solid squad here. They did pretty well last time. Excited to see how they're going to be doing on this one. And then take a look at Ignition Flaming Ferrets. You know, this is definitely a more newcomer roster. Don't recognize too many of these names here, but I do know that they are supposed to be a fairly good team here as well. And so I'm pretty excited to see how they match up against the Doroboto Chop Squad again. In my personal opinion, Doroboto Chop Squad should be pretty favored here. They have a pretty solid roster strength. They even technically have an OWCS player.
True.
Not even technically, they just do have an OWCS player. Meme Machine plays in the APAC circuit. So got an OWCS level main support. Definitely something to be said for that strength of roster.
Force in the lobby.
Definitely a force in the lobby. I'm gonna have to agree with you on that one. Definitely a force in the lobby. And we're gonna be starting off on Antarctic Peninsula here as well. So a little bit of a change of pace. No Ilios this time. Both teams like to go with a little bit more of a rush-heavy map. You know, see a lot of those types of comps here as opposed to you know, the more dive comps that you're gonna see on Ilios. So again, really excited to see both teams come out on this.
Do we know who picked map? IFF pick map. Okay, so Ignition Flaming Ferrets pick map. I think this is a good map pick. I think picking Ilios would be really foolish here, considering HMP's proficiency on the ball hero, which is really good on Ilios. So,
right,
good map pick.
So it does make sense. Mm-hmm. Absolutely, you know, force them to something that quite as comfortable on, right? If Ignition Flaming Ferrets are, you know, maybe run a little bit more of the rush, you know, HMP definitely can manage, you know, that's the Doomer Ball guy himself, so it's certainly pretty well versed in ball knowledge, but it's still tough. No matter how good a ball you are, it's still tough to run them on the mats where it's good. So certainly a good choice from them. We'll see if it's able to make up for some of the roster strength. Right
We're
now,
deciding on ping.
yeah, just deciding on which server we want the game to happen on. There's just a
Oh,
little
speaking
bit
of ping, Meme
yes?
Machine, as you said, APAC player, which means he's going to be playing on 230 ping for this game.
I see. So
yeah.
part of the advantage of having, you know, such a good player, maybe sort of can take it away a little bit just with that really high ping he's gonna be playing
we're in.
on. But you know, we're gonna have to see because we're about to go into this game here
Oh yeah.
in Antarctic Peninsula. And somehow Meme Machine has an underscore in his name. I actually don't know how that's possible. Is that like you could do
Whoa.
that special character? That's just crazy.
Maybe some
I'm
of that
kinda jealous.
OWCS perks from playing in OWCS. You know what I mean?
Of course. I must have missed that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I must have missed that. Don't get it twisted here either. The Finn in the lobby here.
Meme
That is not
Machine is on
actual Finn.
what hero? Meme Machine is on who now?
Oh goodness. Oh wow.
Oh.
All right. Yep.
Oh,
We're coming
really?
out.
Oh,
we're coming
goodness
out
me.
swinging here with some really great comps. Piplup on the Symmetra as well. Well known. When I think of
Oh.
Piplup, I'm like, yeah, the Symmetra guy,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Yeah.
Not
not
Echo
the
or
Echo guy.
Tracer. No.
No.
Sim.
Sim. Of course, you know,
Sim.
teams do like to roll out on Sim for the you know, you get the TP out of spawn. Both teams are able to get there really fast, but Machine starting up on the Lifeweaver and is actually going to walk out of spawn on that character as well. So, I mean, it's not
I
a
am
beat
excited.
to be for real
I am
here.
very excited.
Starting off very split from the rest of his team. You know, looking to be able to grab them whenever they're in a tough situation here. Maybe put a little bit of pressure on this backline here with the help of Piplup on the Echo. His signature character here. Now, when you look at both of these comps matching up into each other, what do you see? What's sort of the defining factor of them?
Okay, so obviously Echo Ball, very dive oriented, but the backline that IFF are running, Curie and Lucio, they're able to move around, quite a mobile comp. I think ideal in this situation.
Yeah, absolutely. You like these closer range comps on this map, but they're just not really able to do anything or get aggressive at all. They got first picked, you know, before the fight even started, so they're going into a 4v5, and then they just sort of trapped themselves in that front area there, and that's just prime positioning for Dorboto Chop Squad to be able to take advantage of that. So pretty dominant first fight, although they did give out, you know, 50% of that point capture percentage because they weren't able to play on point for the first part there.
Thank you for the assistance.
Neither team really close to any ultimates, although I say that Zurio actually is about ready on this rush. And also, they should choosing to go with a ball hog comp here.
Hog?
Switching away from that rush comp that they were going, that they were running before.
Here's the rush.
Switch it entirely up. Rush comes out.
Oh,
The Duke
immediately
just
taken out of Duke.
instantly. Oh my goodness. Piplup just getting absolutely no value from that and actually also dying here. Mariah's going to attempt to try and put this out with the overclock. Does seem to have the overclock perk here as well, so it can do a lot of damage to that. Takes down the Roadhog. But I mean, it does feel like it's Mariah against the world here, not able to clutch that one out and hit every single shot there. HMP trading out in the back lane though is still alive.
Yeah, Meme Machine on the Lifeweaver. I haven't seen any pulls, I think, so maybe not as much value as he's looking for so far with this Lifeweaver pick.
I mean, Lifeweaver obviously, you know, typically looked at as a bit of a troll character or a character that's been out of favor in the meta for a really long time. But we have seen a little bit of him in OWCS as of late. Very small amounts. But you know, Geek has been running him a little bit, add, I guess, a bit of a lively truther, so to speak. So definitely there is merits to such a comp. You know, it's not completely a troll. It's a gamer just barely misses that hook there. Piplu's able to pick off the ball in the backline with the help of, it looks like, HMP there as well. Now, I mean, both teams are still kind of posturing, but there's not really a whole lot of angle of attack here for Ignition. Calfrin switching over to the Orisa off of the ball.
Both support ults from DCS.
Yeah, just a lot of ults really coming out here.
And there's a pull!
Oh, finally got the crazy value.
Lifeweaver value.
Saving the Kiri. beat comes out for Frigito though, so Ignition able to still stay in this fight, along with another rush from Dario, just really 2 of those in that span. And Rush really coming in big here because they're able to pick up all of these kills and potentially even close out this fight. And that's despite a fairly big ultimate investment there from Dorbodo Chop Squad.
Piplup did use the duplication there onto the Tracer, though he was, again, immediately taken out of it. Unfortunately, not finding much value out of the 2 dupes that he's had. But he is building them quick. He is building them quick.
Yeah, having 2 dupes in this span, you know, quite impressive as well, right? You know, Kiri getting 2 rushes, maybe, you know, potentially to be expected with how much, you know, that character can just farm the healing, you know, farm the damage just by spamming. But Echo's a little bit more difficult.
Scaling up.
And now, I mean, no ultimates for Dorbodo Chop Squad. Mooney looking to get pretty big value with this pulse bomb, but it's really tough in this comp. You know, you have the life lever pull. All H&P gets Magneto somewhere. He's gonna be careful not to get. Volta takes falling so low off the side of Ignition there. And Gamer's the first to fall. Calfrin able to stay up, but has to invest in gold. And the rest of his team is just going to get taken down. Piplup and HMP just sort of cleaning house here. The dive proving to be pretty effective, despite this map not being very favorable.
I mean, for how strong of a team DCS were shaping up to be, it's not a bad showing so far from Ignition playing Ferrets.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. You know, you got 80% there on the point, able to take some pretty good fights. But again, you know, this is a map where they're supposed to have like a disadvantage here.
That is true.
So, even playing into that disadvantage, they're still able to come out on top. And now this map, again, as it is, you know, it's still definitely Rush favored, I would probably say, but you can get away with running a lot more dive stuff, as we see both teams switching onto a comp more similar to that. Zerio going onto that Ana, Calfrin switching onto the Winston.
Is Piplup cheating?
Stuff.
He's already on the Reaper. Did he predicting the Winston swap? Maybe
I don't think you can. I think he's just having some predictive vision. You know, we do have too much stream delay for you to be able to see that.
Oh, that is true.
Piplup might just like the Reaper here.
He had a cold vision.
Yeah, I think I've heard a lot about that actually. Anyone get that reference? Let me know.
Anyone having some cold visions right now?
Anyone having some cold visions? I know I am. And we're not going to go onto the Hanzo here as well. That's an interesting take that you can get away with it. You know, there are pretty long sightlines on this map. You can get a lot of value just be spamming on. And Mooney just goes down first. And a gamer is soon to follow. And that spam damage, as I was talking about, just comes into play there. Piplup able to finish off some of these kills here as well against the Reaper. Pretty effective into the Winston if you're able to get into that close range, but you know, typically the Winston isn't going to be playing where the Reaper is going to be playing, so you know, not as hard of a counter as we might be led to believe here. But regardless, Dorbodo Chop Squad convincingly taking that first fight, not really suffering.
He's going to hit the tech. HMP is going to hit the tech.
Wait, hold on, I'm watching. Wait, HMP's trying to hit the Twitter check. Wait, HMP's trying to hit
the Amelia tech?
Wait, and I'm not seeing it. Good news is though, Piplup's good for it. Manages to pick up Moody before the fight even starts there. And then now, the Monkey just caught in this like area here. This is not where you want to be playing this dive comp, right? You know, there's just not a lot of room to move around. And the Dragon comes out here as well. Finds Zerio. Oh, it's just disaster after disaster for Ignition here. As Calfrin goes down as well to Mean Machine, you know, it's just a really tough one.
I will say, Doro not building his orbit quite as fast as you would have expected it to. Maybe Ignition Flaming Ferrets can capitalize on that.
Yeah, it's definitely possible, you know. Only 50%
they do have the Ana.
Orbital.
They can throw that
being
Ana.
Outpaced by the objective right now in terms of ult charge. Not what you like to see. That's usually not a very good thing, but it's okay, you know, because they're isn't able to get the Wraith off in time. Just gets picked up by Moody. Maybe wasn't expecting both those headshots to just be hit. But 2 trades can instantly get found for Ignition there, or I guess in favor of Dorbodo Chop Squad.
Not looking good, not looking good. This orbit's still slow cooking, heavily outpaced by the percentage now. We'll see if he's able to get it off before this round ends.
If they continue in their dominant fashion, I fear that it might not happen.
It may not be needed.
Nano Reinhardt going on to be able to touch the point here, but just a gigantic death blossom. Oh my god. Absolutely disgusting. The Reaper guy is just, he's so powerful with his two revolvers. I mean, how could he even beat that? Really?
Wait. 2 shotguns.
No, he's equipped with his 2 revolvers.
And Doro will not
You're gonna have to excuse me, as there's a little bit of a new gen.
Oh, sorry. Wait, I thought you were talking about Reaper.
I was talking about Reaper. It's okay.
Oh,
I
wait,
wouldn't
Reaper
expect
has
you to
revolvers?
No, he has shotguns. There's just a.
Is there a joke that I'm missing out on?
I'll explain it to you sometime. Don't you worry about it.
Okay, gotcha.
But either way, regardless of anything else, just a very, very dominant performance here from Dorbo to Child Squad, as we might have expected, you know. But certainly being able to run that, you know, dive comp on a map that's just not very good for it is a very good sign for the success of the team. You know, looking pretty well put together, able to run their comfort picks, their ball, their echo, their Brigitte, and even sometimes the Life Weaver as well. Just a little bonus for you. So now, as both these teams go ahead and pick their maps here, we're going to go to a quick break. All right, hello. We're back. And it seems that Ignition has chosen to go on to New Junk City here. So obviously after that, you know, somewhat competitive first round of Antarctic Peninsula, you know, I think they are barking up the right tree here as far as choosing a map that's a little bit more rush oriented. And even this one too, I mean, you know, if you're going to go for either New Junk City, if you're playing against a ball player, you're going to want to go with New Junk City because Suravasa does have a lot of, you know, versatility in some of the comps that can be played. You are able to get away with some ball on that one. This one's going to make it a little bit tougher, but again, I have faith in HMP's ability to be able to find a way to play ball. You know, that's part of the tools of the trade of being a ball. Play him in situations where he's not that good. So we'll see how he makes it work here.
A-Gamer rolling out on the hog, preemptively countering HMP. I just really feel bad for him. I really do.
Yeah, it's just not look too good here. I mean, just a decent ball is not really going to get shut down by a Roadhog. You know, it's one of those like fake counters, you know, where it's like it is annoying to play around. It's just not that.
Well, I have OTP syndrome.
Oh, I see. That's my mistake. I just wouldn't understand. They're not like against the hog at all here. They're running some late epic Ryan Zarya here, which I'm really liking. And me get a little confident. Thinks Vera's not going to hit their shots there, but they absolutely are going to hit those shots. Oh my goodness. And just like, actually does a wonderful headshot on the Venture there as well. Flip could go down. Trade's looking fairly even here so far, but I mean, there's no Life Weaver here. You have the Kiriko to heal. You're able to have a lot more point presence here as well, even though the Rhine Shield is broken. Again, this comp just so much better to just be able to stack up on point. You're making the other team make their own moves, you know? That's the strength of this comp. And yeah, you're absolutely right. They do just, they're able to put enough pressure on the objective that they just force the cap.
Ryan is notoriously good at putting pressure and just sitting on the objective.
Yeah, pretty much the
at least no rush
one thing that character can do. Oh yeah. It's certainly still true in Overwatch 1, although there are moments of aggression that you're able to have. Right. With that off tank there, if you have the Zarya, you can take some pretty free aggression without having to lose too much of your health. But it just ends up not really working out for them in that fight. As we move on to this next one here. HMP has the mines,
to be huge.
That's before anything else here. So look at the engage really early with the mines. He knows he has before anything else. Forces the Klez and the TP from the Kiriko. Bit of a misplay there, as you probably only needed to use one of those on yourself. Calferin just bends into the mines. Picks right into them. Oh my goodness, Calferin. We can't be doing that. Not when we're down a little bit here. Oh. goodness. Bear does manage to find a kill, but I mean, you know, it's just not really going to be enough. Types Prime Raxu into the chat there, and I might have to agree. He's looking pretty crazy out there. It's not enough, not been enough at least, to win some of these fights. And now Nogfriend looking to use this grab to potentially sees a great opportunity. Catches, I think, only the Hanzo, but it's
No,
enough.
Lucio as well.
Oh yeah. Lucio finds his way into that one as well, so ends up working out pretty well there. That could be first point in favor of Dorbodo Chop squad. Not having to use too much there. Do use a grab, and you know, you had to use that as a bit of like a tempo option there. And I don't have this next fight. You're going to be running into Shatter, like Blade, Dragon throughout that. So that's what should have had. Time, you know.
Right.
Ryan can get some cleanup on the blade there. So 2 early picks for Dorbodo Chop squad. Ryan's gonna come out regardless of those picks though. They want to turn this. The tree is forced as a result, but the tree is indeed good. Good enough to be able to sustain them through that grab. You know, the pedal came out there as well, but since they were grabbed in that short little room, they weren't able to actually, you know, do the pedal tech and be able to survive the grab. HP almost going down there, manages to live, get out his life, and does have the minds to start off this fight. And you know he wants to go aggressive with them, starting off really potentially a little bit too early. The potentially picks where they wanted to engage there.
Oh, look at the venture in this tight corridor, just getting so much value by hitting shift and left click.
I mean, that is that character. Rush comes out probably a little bit late as that fight seemed to basically just be over for them. But yeah, absolutely, you're absolutely right. You know, gets extremely high value whenever team for that corner there. And same thing with the Genji, you know, there is a lot of synergy between these two characters. If you're able to have, you know, 2 flex DPS players who can play these characters, it could definitely be pretty beneficial.
No ults on the board though for Dorbodo Chop squad. Relatively close to the grab, might have it mid-fight here, but not quite.
Yeah, and now, I mean, they've switched off of the Lucy to the Zen Alari, which is a really interesting comp. Feels like you almost need the speed with the rush comp that you're playing. This blade's not going to be good enough to get quite anything as you're blading into a Kiri Lifeweaver, which is maybe one of the most annoying comps maybe ever. Both characters just have an immortality ability or 2 in Kiriko's case.
3
so
technically because she has 2 TPs.
Oh goodness, you're absolutely right.
Yeah,
it's a little bit absurd, you know. It's a bit of a nightmare trying to deal with all of that as a Genji. So even though Mooney,
wait, who said? Wait, nightmare? Wait.
Oh my goodness.
Say that again.
I'm not gonna say that again. What I will say is that Nogfriend has the grab here. They also have a nice selection of ultimates to potentially combo with that. But Zero,
oh,
like that one's right there, and there's nothing Zero can do. This Zero goes down early, but so does Mariah, so it takes with the blade to be able to combo that, but the grab is gonna come out. I think it's a little bit of an awkward grab there though. Not fun.
Generally, the DPS characters are the ones that are dealing damage, so when you grab with both of them dead, you don't get quite as much value as intend to. It doesn't matter, Meme Machine gets 2!
But Meme Machine is just absolutely popping off, and the overwhelming ult advantage is starting to show there. And I really would, I have to question the comp that Vicious choosing to run here. You know, the Zen and the Alari into a comp like what Dorbodo Chop squad are running. It feels so awkward, you know. I mean, it's a dive comp. They're trying to, you know, use their high mobility to get to you early.
The fight they win is when they swap to Doomfist.
Yeah.
Noticing.
Granted, though,
Hashtag
you know,
noticing. Oh, they did use 3
ults,
ults, but no. It's everything to do with the Doomfist. 3 ults cannot compare.
Of course. Well, now that they've used those 3 ults, they're coming up on this grab here. Maybe you'll get the far ult mid-fight potentially. And it is certainly something you can combo with the grab and find some good value with. But, I mean, they're going to have to deal with this blade and rush combo first. And pick up on the soldier! Again, you know, very well known for that character.
Yeah, his signature pick, actually.
Mirai gets grabbed, and they just can't kill him. It just doesn't matter. Still able to get 2 with the blade despite getting grabbed. And now Piplup's just aura farming, standing still inside of the rush on point as Soldier. I mean, it just doesn't get sicker than that. It's absolutely sickening what they've just done to them. And Dorbodo Chop Squad just taking that a runaway victory, 3-0. Not dropping a single point throughout that entire series.
True. As a 5-0.
A 5-0 of sorts. A 5-0 contained in this 2-0.
No, but like points-wise.
Yeah, I mean that's true. You gotta think about
I just
that
had
way.
a brain explosion. I turned my thinking cap on.
That's a word that's gonna be added to the vocabulary. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
I'm really liking that one. A brain explosion.
Brain explosion. Mind explosion.
All right. A mind explosion.
Yeah,
Well, I think Ignition might be having their minds exploded after that one because that was a very dominant performance from the side of Dorbodo Chop Squad there. Quick 2-0 victory. And that's going to be all for that match. So we're going to take a quick little break as we get set up for our next one. Hello everyone, we're back. We got another amazing game set up for us. We got
this
the
match.
return of Crazy Raccoon.
Who is excited? Raise your hand.
Any CR Gooners in chat? Any CR
Raise your hand.
That's
Raise
slang
hand.
for being a fan of Crazy Raccoons, of course.
Yeah.
And then we also have Pumpkin's Apostle. And we're gonna quickly look at Pumpkin's Apostle's roster here. Looking pretty strong if you recognize any of these names. These for Lava Lilies, that's a calling all heroes rising. So
Champions.
a bunch of people from that, and yeah, just looking pretty strong over there. And then taking a look at Crazy Raccoon's roster real quick. We got some memorable names here. Meet Tsunami. Meet Tsunami's really just taking up the whole screen for me. I don't know if that's the case for everyone else. But yeah, just taking up all of it. I'm not really quite sure what the deal is there. Must be some sort of glitch or something like that. It's crazy. But I believe I've been told there are other. Hopefully we get to see them at some point. And anyways, we're getting into this game here.
Nepal.
Going to a map. Yeah, we haven't seen a whole lot of Nepal yet, have we?
I did pay off Meet Tsunami to play Reinhardt on one of these maps, so we should see him spawn in here as Reinhardt shortly.
I'm excited to see that. I am excited to see that.
And I completely lied. It is Evil who's actually playing Reinhardt and not Meet Tsunami.
Yeah, it's a little bit interesting here because, you know, you could get away. I mean, on this map, you definitely can get away with playing sort of a rush style. I mean, I feel like that's typically what teams go with. And as I say that, that's exactly what they switch on to. That's what we like to see, you know. Ryan Diva going, some Kiri Lucio, you know, it's almost on her. There's a little bit of Kiriko there, but
Hyperview did not take the TP.
oh, nice. That's what we like to see. That's what I like to see from our star player.
God damn it.
So Pumpkins elected to start off on the point here. Melody with a crazy fire strike to the face there. Just gonna get taken down. But Mitsunami gets pinned against the wall. Blood Bunny's gonna finish off that kill. So main take advantage here is Hyperfeud also goes down. It's gonna require, it's gonna make Crazy Raccoon sort of back off here a little bit. Cut their losses on that one.
It is on the Moira, by the way. What an unorthodox pick.
Yeah, it's certainly not something we've seen a whole lot of this tournament, but you know, they're definitely running with it. And as I say that,
Speaking of,
instantly gets picked off. Kind of showing the importance of having some consistent, you know, support rage damage there as they get the kill. But it ultimately doesn't matter. He hits the backline, just gets 2. Dies for it, but now we have a Symmetra off here, Dwarven versus PFM. And neither of them win. They actually both die, but ultimately it is going to be Pumpkin's Apostles coming out on top in this fight here. The percentage ticking up further and further here. 45 already on the board for them, and a Shatter coming up online here soon.
Tsunami was pretty consistent at blocking the shatters in the game versus Nightmare Illusion. Oh, and he gets caught.
Just a good play. They use the blizzard really early, but they're able to catch Tsunami in that blizzard. They're able to wall him off, get the freeze on, and then you just can't get it. You just can't escape from that, even if it's just gonna freeze you too quickly.
And they leave Amelia demacked. This is gonna be
that's another
really
good
tough
stagger
last
too.
fight.
It's gonna take her a while to get there, and yeah, you're right. I mean, we're coming up on 80% here almost. It's gonna be a rough contest. You'd love to have your Diva men for going in here. That's just not gonna be a reality just due to the time constraints here. They're going to leverage that beat advantage by just going in with it really early. Not really being able to secure any kills. Using the wall here as well, but now Melody's gonna have a beat of their own. But during that fight, it just ends up it just ends up the beat. Didn't find any kills with the beat itself, but I mean, after that, the cooldown trades were coming in favor of Crazy Raccoons there.
Shatter's not committed by either team
so much. Yeah, it's true. But again, you know, that beat advantage. Melody's goal in this situation is not get shattered.
Yeah.
And be able to help their team sustain with that beat. So we'll see how well that's able to go.
Oh, it catches five! It's
a great way. Coming down the corner there, peeking out as if you're just going to go all the way around, and then just peeking that right back out into the shatter, getting all five of, or not all five, but getting 5 members of Crazy Raccoons just caught lacking there, frankly. That's just going to be a done deal.
It's an MTD. It's a Meat Tsunami difference. It's just unfortunate, really.
Yeah, Meat Tsunami didn't get a single shatter off that entire round. Not actually ideal. You don't want your main tank player to be in that situation. You want to at least get a shadow. Not really giving them the opportunity. Pumpkin's just playing a little bit too fast for them.
Why are you fighting?
I'm here to make a
And that's at least part of the advantage of playing the Moira here as well. It's
true.
very slippery. It's a very slippery character. Obviously, Kiriko is as well, but Moira is able to play a little bit closer, you know, with her team. You can get away with doing that.
Shades of Squid. This is also a control map, so Shades of Squid. Anyone else?
Yeah, I'm getting there. There's definitely a vision here. There's definitely a vision. As Meat Tsunami gives up the honorable Rhine.
Oh, what a pussy. I can say that on broadcast, right?
I think you can. Yeah, you're good for that one.
Okay.
And he is indeed being a bit of a pussy here because he is just going and ran into the Rhine. But as I said before, it's not as cut and dry as it is in 6v6, you know? The Rhine can actually do quite a bit into the Ramatra with the help of an off-take. And as we see, Meat Tsunami getting absolutely outclassed by Evil on the Reinhardt. I mean, you can't even do that on Ramatra. I mean, it's just sort of an unfortunate circumstance. Not looking particularly close as right now. Blood Buddy goes back to sort of capture the point, but I'd imagine that the rest of the team for Pumpkins definitely wants to hold up fairly close. You want to get that, you know, close up hold with the comp that they're running. You want to play them, you know, up close as possible. And Instinct.
Oh, no!
It's so
God damn it, Instinct!
Instinct just gets caught out with an honestly rookie mistake, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Not a great fade there. They might not be extremely familiar. Potentially that is just a mistake that.
Oh, a double boom! A double boom!
That turns by itself. Alex TFM gonna throw in the wall here as well for good measure, but it's already over. Despite the really good early picks that Crazy Raccoon had there, they weren't able to capitalize off of them.
Some would consider this specific sub-map of Nepal as well Hoop City.
Yeah, you definitely could call it that. Melody so far just been feasting on Crazy Raccoons with that, just completely saving their team on that. sort of a slew of ultimates coming out here, but the Coalescence is quite good in these enclosed team fights. We're seeing the eye of the Moira here, able to get so much damage and healing when that Coalescence is on 5 members of your team and 6 members of the enemy team. Green Ring could be coming up on a support ultimate of them for themselves, but it is a Baptiste window here. So you're looking for maybe value with that window fire strike to catch one early. And Hybrid, dude, the big damage of the Freya gonna take down the Reinhardt on something really, really early, but Melody, you can already see looking for that boop here, potentially trying to turn this fight, but we'll see if it's a little bit wiser. Mid-overclock. Take it down by Melody. I mean, they can't keep letting them get away with this.
Welcome to Boop City.
Now, despite that massive boop there, canceling the overclock.
Oh my god.
He can't save Mitsunami in time.
He's booped up!
Oh my goodness. Gets booped off as well, and it's just the numbers advantage from Pumpkins there is just going to be too much for Crazy Raccoons to handle, and the boop being the deciding factor there.
Welcome to
So
Boop City.
many of those fights just they seem to be determined by just a crucial boop from Melody. I mean, especially booping the overclock off the map. I mean, that should have been a done deal for. I mean, they should have just had that. Orbit just can't stay on the map. So after that fairly dominant performance from the Pumpkins, we're gonna go ahead and take a quick break as Crazy Raccoons decides what map next. All right, hello, welcome back. And our teams have decided on the next map they're going to be playing. After that 2-0 they suffered on Nepal. Crazy Raccoons are going to be taking us to Havana, which is a map that we've not seen at all during this tournament so far, at least not on broadcast. In fact, we had to check if that was even in the map pool. We haven't seen it, because why would you willingly go to Havana? Oh my goodness. I don't know why they would want to play on this map, but I suppose they think it gives them the best chance of potentially winning this one. As we saw, last map, Pumpkins just played a lot of, rush stuff, not really ever going anything else other than just the rush stuff. I do know that Mitsunami does have a Sigma on him, so potentially an angle for that on this map. One of the best Sigma maps in the game, so it's possible that they're looking for something like that. And it does appear that that is what Mitsunami is rolling out on. Meanwhile, I mean, the Pumpkins are just sticking with their tried and true, and they're still running their Ryan Diva stuff. I like to not go with the speed boost though. Just gonna stick with some Lifeweaver Baptiste action here, which is again the action that, or not the action, the comp that we've seen on in OWCS just a little bit from GK Esports. So maybe a little bit of inspiration from them here.
Are we live? I was taking a piss.
Oh, we're live. Oh, we're live.
Mic
Nope.
on?
Your mic's on.
We
all hear you. Oh, you're all good. Yeah, don't worry. Yeah, looks like we're gonna get a little of the spawn hold here, and Alice TFM just immediately picking off the Freya there just to start off things. And yeah, they are just going for the aggressive spawn hold, looking to get as many fights here as possible. The wall is really good. Doesn't let them break into spawn. And that's just gonna be, I mean, that's just an evil wall there. And I suppose that's the benefit of going with these, these close range rush tanks, and you can get away with the spawn hold here, especially with the Ryan Diva stuff. Even if you are playing the back.
Oh! Gap! It's a gap!
It is just a gap. Orbit able to find Ray on the Freya there, Freya gap there. And that's just going to be the opening pick they're needing. Because, the thing with the spawn hold is the other team's spawn is just so much closer than yours is.
Yeah.
Just off the guard.
How many seconds were taken off the clock?
Just looks like about a minute there.
Yeah, I mean,
45 seconds to a minute.
It's good.
Winning one spawn hold fight is usually considered a victory, I would say. So, I mean, you're going to have to take those. Spawn hold, generally pretty hard to do. You are at a significant disadvantage. So, as soon as you lose one, you kind of just have to back off the spawn hold. There's still
this rotation's going to be so good with this blizzard.
They switched onto the Juno here as well, so they're able to go even more aggressively. I think it's crucial ball off on the screen here. Mitsunami struggling here a little bit, forced to use the hands.
How is he alive?
Defensive capability here, but somehow lives through all
How
of it.
is he alive?
And they're able to get some good pressure on it, eventually gets them down. The Blizzard does also come out from Alex TFM.
Oh, and the rock
Yeah, Mitsunami showing his prowess, showing that there is a reason they took us to this map in order to run some of the Sigma here. But I mean, now Evil's back on the line. You still have the lightning 5 to sustain them. I mean, you're going to be able to get a little bit of distance on this card, but as soon as the respawns come back,
Melody picked off early with the tree.
EMP is very, very good. Going at pretty much the perfect time to keep up the tempo, not letting Puppet get set up for a fight there.
They can win this. They can do it. Totally not biased casting. They can win.
I mean, it's just kind of like a similar story to last map. You know, it does appear that maybe Crazy Raccoons are whatever the opposite of a control point merchant is. They always are good for their 0-2 on the control point. Always good to lose it. Make us think that they're going to be completely outclassed in the series. And then they just managed to bring it back on the next map. Already capping that first point, showing way more signs of life than you did the first one. Maybe we'll just take a minute to warm up.
Oh, but it's countered by Melody's tree. That's both support ults out though.
And the Ray. And if they're able to get away with only Glorbit being picked off, and that is an absolute deal. Now they're moving in here for their second turn. Able to play a little bit more aggressive again with this Juno. No speed from the side of Crazy Raccoon, so they're not able to play their tempo nearly the same way. Rip comes out in order to save Evil as Mitsunami goes down. Now it looks like it's going to be another fight win for the Pumpkins on this one.
I mean, both support ults committed for that fight win. Whoa! What are we shattering, Evil?
Wow.
What are we doing? That's 3 ults, and they can re-engage now. Oh, Hyper picked off early.
Yeah, Hyper going down early does definitely put a damper on this. It does become incredibly hard to get
Big anti
going
from
here.
Rich.
It's a huge nade. It's actually going to allow them to get some important hard distance here. Goonring, unfortunately, though, is tasked with pushing the payload. It means that they can't take this high ground here. But now that as the members of Crazy Raccoon come back, you know, Goonring able to get into a more advantageous position. Look for another nade similar to the one that they just hit and to secure that last fight win. I mean, a lot of ultimates coming up for Crazy Raccoon here as well. See what use they can make of them. The bullet shot catches absolutely nothing. Looks like they just
ulted his own ball.
there. Actually crazy. Actually just crazy. And through all that,
Ray can do something with this bullet shot. Actually, not even getting to commit it here.
Yeah, you need to use it. Too many members of Crazy Raccoon have already fought. Evil just smacking down the opponents here. Goes down pretty low, but
Shatter, shatter. Do it, do it,
they're
do
gonna
it,
stagger
do it,
out
do it.
here. Oh, that's such a big stagger there too. They don't get the wave.
Keep the payload rolling.
Oh my god, look at Pumpkin Apostle Souls. They literally have 6.
Yeah, this is a really important
Jesus
fight
Christ.
here for Crazy Raccoons because they are fighting into 6 ultimates. But it's the question of whether you're able to take this fight in a short enough amount of time and get ultimates out, or if you're able to go early with this EMP. The Blizzard comes out, doesn't really catch too much of anything. The bull is going to come out next, and the Shatter.
60 seconds remaining.
But again, you might actually be completely okay with this if you're Crazy Raccoons. I mean, Shatter, the Bullet, and the Blizzard all coming out, and you still have 45 seconds here. We're certainly hoping you guys get a copy of your Espeon there, but should be all good. The mines are coming out. The Juno stays with the life grip. And Hyper-Beam goes down before he can even think about using that EMP, and that's going to be disastrous for them. They needed that EMP to secure this fight. They still have the Flux, they still have the Nanos, it's not completely over. But they're going to have to get something major value here. Flux comes out, brings them down in response.
There's so much sustain on the sides of Pumpkin Apostles. Ryan is in there.
And it does just look like at the end of the day, it's just an ult advantage that they handle. They just kind of had an answer for every single thing that Razor was able to.
The EMP, I don't think caught anyone, by the way.
Yeah,
Raccoon
really
died before he could get the
Where
nano
did
off.
it even happened, frankly. And now another bullet shot coming out from Ray. Trying to find the Tsunami. I mean, a last-ditch effort with this nano does find Alex, but the bomb comes out too. Can't really even get any value. I mean, certainly going to be pushing people off the point and able to get other mines, but Ray's just doing everything with that massive freight damage.
A 4-minute time bank was not enough for them to cap this such a point.
And all of them
Gulps
all of that
nervously.
just to be held on
Gulps
that
nervously.
second point there. Well, Glups very nervously.
Glups
I'll tell
nervously.
you that much.
Yeah. I'm
Who's
nervously
casting
glupping.
this at Joey? The NBT. Oh brother. Are they talking about us?
Oh,
Maybe
they
not?
are talk. Oh, yeah, we are both NB. That is, yeah.
I think they're talking about. I
Oh,
think they might be talking about us.
I
I
think,
think they
yeah,
might be
no, I
talking about
think
us. Well,
potentially.
we are indeed casting, so I guess they might be on to something with that one.
How'd they know we were casting?
Tsunami knows
How'd they
everything.
figure that out? Oh.
Well, Tsunami stalks me, so that's just sort of makes
Does
sense.
he? Oh, actually,
There is
okay,
also
that
a
thing's...
broadcast. I don't know if there is
Oh.
also a broadcast of these games.
Wait, we're live?
So, yeah, we are actually live. They
Oh.
can tune into the.
Oh.
They can tune into the. Yeah, they could.
Oh,
Maybe on a delay,
Oh.
but, you know, enough time has passed. They would know we're casting.
Okay.
That's just me doing the math there.
Mhm. Right.
So what do you make of
One
the comp
minute.
matchup here? Between these two teams.
Well, Crazy Raccoon clearly electing to not go for the spawn hold, as I don't think their players are as. I mean, Hyperfeud can play the Mei. They could have attempted, but he's on the Ash instead. And where is Evil going?
What are we looking
Where
at here?
is Evil
What
going?
is happening?
Oh my! Oh.
The entire strat foiled by the fact that
Cut
Crazy
by a
Raccoons just
pole.
aren't playing far enough up to even do anything about it. That did look interesting, but you know, it's not really necessarily a huge waste of time anyways. I mean, you know, it does seem like Pumpkins has been willing to run this light weaver throughout this entire map, so I mean, they are definitely fans of the comp. But I mean, the Widow just gets picked off early. That's gonna put a pretty big damper on this. Element is down as well. The
Oh
light
my
weaver just
god,
so
the flying
immobile.
Reinhardt! The flying Reinhardt!
They'll be just to pull that off before they go down, but I mean, it is definitely. But the question for me is it really is it helping them win too much? Like, what is the? I guess that's maybe that's just me hating fun and hating when people are just having a
Really
fun little
against
time.
creativity.
Yeah, that might be my bad. Well, the bull-
Oh, the Blood Buddy eats the. Oh.
Yeah, that's actually just a very big eat there. Absolutely gigantic.
Big E not coming for me, Tsunami. First
A
one
big
of
E
the
gags,
series, actually. Yeah.
You think like such a big eater as such as him, he would be eating so much here, but hasn't really
Yeah.
found a whole lot of eating yet. Ray just consistently managing to do so much work on this Ray. I mean, yes, it is a broken character, but it does require at least a little bit of aim. It seems like Ray has that aim. The Ray comes out, potentially not even necessary to face C9 the point.
Hyperview is not on the point.
No Hyperview to touch, no Amelia to touch. I mean, it's just absolutely cooked, isn't it? I mean, they have ults to contest that too. They have the nano, the constant rally. It's so much to sustain that. And now, I mean, Pumpkin's looking at a hefty time bank for this one as well. And as they continue to sort of push into their spawn, I mean, they're just making it harder and harder for Crazy Raccoons to even get any semblance of a recontest.
Look at the shatter, look at the shatter. I'm eyeing it.
Yeah, Evil here with this shatter, and again, you know, the Sigma, it's tough to block the shatter, but certainly not impossible, not unheard of, certainly has happened before. We'll see if Tsunami has the reaction time to do it.
Oh, no,
my
slap!
goodness, the sleep is good. The sleep is so good. Left out of the shatter,
Free saw that one coming. Now
Will it matter though? Mitsumi's dead.
the flux might have been good enough. Suspended members of do anything, and Professor Prince Raccoon's able to take advantage of that. Evil complaining
my
about the
God.
sleep darts, as if they didn't just completely charge into an Ana with no shield up at all. And that's just like the level of cope that I could aspire to. I can really understand.
CR Goon took so long to get their first fight of this point that cart push. You know what? I blame attacker's advantage.
Oh,
I blame attacker's
right.
advantage.
Oh, of course. The
I
attacker's
blame
advantage.
attacker's
You know they
advantage.
attacked first, right? You know they attacked first, right? So you're gonna blame attacker's
uh,
advantage on... Yeah. Well,
No,
the attacker's advantage
whatever.
probably won't come to fruition here because we just have so many ults from the side of Funky. Is he going down first?
Where is Melody?
For something.
Melody?
I'm really not quite sure what's going on here.
Okay.
Melody just gets
Deservedly
caught out
she dies.
and uses the
She treed!
Oh my goodness. I mean, they're just wasting away their ult advantage here. Instinct swaps over to the warrior. Melody's gonna go on a frig. And Glorp is just sort of fantasing the lobby right now on the... Ray looking for a pick. Mid-rotation for Beam Ring, but it's just not really gonna matter.
Oh, the
Just gonna
rock!
staggering yourself. Yeah. Quite a nice rock, and it managed to quell this ultimate advantage quite a bit here. Instinct, I think, was looking for the spawn camp there? I'm not really sure what was going on.
Tomfoolery in the lobby, to be completely
Certainly a lot
frank
of
with you.
tomfoolery. And
I mean,
now,
like,
the ultimate
Pumpkin
advantage is
Apostles
switched.
have pissed away all their support ults.
Yeah, it's a little fried. It's a
They're
little
also
bit
really
fried out there.
stacked. Yeah, they are super stacked on the right side here. This could be a fat EMP as it catches 5! Oh my god!
I mean, get hyperviewed on a character that has a circular area of effect ultimates, because oh my god,
Yeah.
he just does not miss them. He just
May
does not miss them.
he actually doesn't.
Nail EMP is just...
Uh-oh, uh-oh, oh
He died!
no!
No way, I just saw that.
No way!
There is just no way they let that happen. That
No
is
way.
absolutely disgusting. That is absolutely disgusting. And I mean, that's a really big advantage that they have now going into this fight. If you had the nano, it's going to be 10.
God damn it,
Not gonna be able to do
Hyperfuse!
anything about that. Hyperfuse goes down 2. Flux comes out from the Tsunami just to try and stall things out a little bit. It's going to go down as well.
No! Is this really how it happens?
That is actually maybe the most disgusting way.
This can't be it!
Couple more strategies
No.
on the point here. I mean, running the ball, you are able to stall out for a really long time, so it's not completely over. Orbit take on a Melody, but I mean, now it's just Amelia on the ball on point. Shatter comes out for good measure there. He's
God damn it.
he's just too slow.
God damn it.
And just that's a heartbreaking way to lose. Just a heartbreaking way to lose.
I cannot wait to see textured video on this.
Oh my god.
Oh
did that
my
happen?
god. Oh my god.
That is absolutely ridiculous. Well,
I
again,
understand.
make it a little close for comfort.
I mean, I understand wanting to be crushed by Diva, but mid-match, really? Come on.
Oh Jesus. Oh
Yeah,
Jesus.
come
I don't have anything
on.
to say to that. I think as we gotta go now.
Oh, we gotta go to a break. Oh yeah, break now. Break now.
And welcome back, viewers of the OOL stream. We are back with Fitty Party versus Freaks, and honestly, I think this one might be a little competitive, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about Freaks. I know some of the players on Fitty Party. They like to troll, and that might make the match closer than it should be.
I was thinking the same exact thing, Caleb. Our first map will be Antarctic. I think this is our first Antarctic, if I'm correct. And we're starting off on what is the sub map even called? I forget.
I think this one is Labs. All the points on this one have nonsense names.
Yeah, like icebreaker underneath and it's labs. Just woke nonsense if you ask me.
I'm glad we're melting that continent away, but.
Hardly a continent if you ask me.
No, a nonsense continent, and we're seeing some nonsense comps coming out from both teams here.
Oh, I'm just loving what I'm seeing on my screen right now.
No, this is wonderful. Meow, not even pick a character. Never mind, they picked a Kiri. This is.
3, 2, 1.
This is already nonsense. We probably just TP out of spawn. Goes over to Tracer.
Oh my god.
Tracer soldiers, they pretty much do the same thing. I don't know why you'd want to play both. Because it just plays something like a cast or Sojourn.
Both teams starting right side here. Hook coming out from Pokester, but misses. Both teams kind of not really doing much. Trying to find their opportunity to slam. But as Classic Funky falls, trying to point the objective, Dog Thrower charges in. Doesn't really find anything with the slam, but I mean, they got the space they needed. They got so much control of the map.
Yeah, wait.
Classic Funky.
Fitty Party, they had a good angle there, and then they just did nothing with it. Rowan, he just kind of stood AFK. He died. They let Hey Buddy come in. Bam, 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 bam. He gets through. They get instant point flip. Not really a close fight.
Pokester finds a freaky bob there, just in the end of that fight. I mean, that's just something a loss you can't afford here. But Classic Funky gets traded by Corolla. Squeed finds Meow in the backline. Dogthor pins in on the Sigma, but Dogthor looking really low, and that's easy fight win for Fitty Party. I mean, that pick onto Freaky Bob was absolutely essential from Pokester.
Yeah, it was. Now Fitty Party, they're calm, very good for trades. Echo, go one-shot someone. Kiri, go one-shot someone. And when you're holding the point, a trade's all you need. You kill a support, you kill like a tank even with that hook. They can't push. And this pulse comes out and it's wide.
But misses. Suzu gets forced though. That could mean something. Dogthor finds a rough point and charges in toward the Sigma, but Freaky Bob finds Corolla in all the madness. Dogthor commits the cage on the Roadhog. Whole Hog just runs him over. Pokester just destroying the cage with Whole Hog, and honestly, like, that's not what you want there. You're already down 4 players and Dogthor commits the cage. That's rough.
It's a big fight winning ult. You force a support ult trade when you use cage, but now they're gonna use B for something like the copy, maybe the flex. Now free rush because you can't stop any of their walking with that cage.
Pokester finds Hey Buddy on the off angle. Kitsu gets committed main by Meow. Cardi finds Fitty with torpedoes, and Flux comes out. Flux finds a Meow, and Beats gets committed. That Hog is just running forward, just blasting people. No hook needed. Just so much damage in the close range to the Hog. Hey Buddy finds Rowan though. That could be a crucial pick. I mean, one Tracer not to contest your backline here is kind of big. Lets the Dog Thrower in the backline. They'll just stop the Hog and maybe find a trade.
Yeah, they're
Orbital committed with the visor. And Pokester is looking really low, taking so much abuse from the Mauga. Hey Buddy finds Pokester. Squeed finds Rowan. Flux is committed onto Hey Buddy, but that's not really a high value Flux you're looking for there. And Freaky Bob finds Repertoire in the end. And Fitty Party forced to back up.
They have so much point advantage though. And this Cole, this is hard to walk into. Both DPS looks available for Fitty Party though.
Hook comes onto Hey Buddy. Pokester just so always good for their one in the beginning. Rowan misses the pulse bomb, but Cole is committed, and Corolla goes down. Dogthor being whole hogged into the corner. Can't stay for much longer. Echo Copy's committed, but Dogthor, he's living. He's making it out alive, but not for long. And that looks to be it. cleanups coming in from Fitty, and that seems to be Labs.
No, every fight there, it seems like it seems like Freaks. They have their game plan, right? They set their soldier up on the off angle. He's shooting him. He gets a trade or two, but it doesn't matter because Dog Thrower, he's getting manhandled by the other 4 players who didn't die. And there's nothing he can do. He has an overrun that makes him immune to CC, but it doesn't seem to work for him. Unlucky, I guess.
I think a big thing here is like once that Sigma shield goes down, there's just not much keeping Dog Thrower alive, trying to find the slam. And honestly, it's really rough for Dog Thrower. Maybe Malga not the right pick here.
No, I think they should put someone out as bait to get hooked, and then stomp the bleep out of that Roadhog as he's just standing still.
Self-censoring. My very professional caster. Hook comes out, misses onto Dog Thrower, but honestly, Freaks need to go now. Without that hook being online, there's not much they can punish, and they don't. So Placid Flunky goes down to the hog. Cardi looking really low, taking so much damage in the mid fight with no tanks alive. Dog Thrower hooked in. Nice hook. Nice turn hook tech to finish it off. That's how you know you're a good mark of a hog player.
I'm seeing one huge compositional difference here, and it's the Lucio versus the Juno. Juno, you go fast every 13 seconds. Pokester gets squeezed so early, but you don't have the constant speed that you have from a Lucio, and they're getting ripped apart because they have to slow down and wait for that speed range.
Also, I don't know if you noticed this, but I'm noticing it. There's a Mercy in the lobby.
Yeah, like we said before we went into the match, Fitty Party, they like to troll. Meow gets killed by Hey Buddy.
Fitty commits the copy into their spawn and falls, but that doesn't really seem to be a problem because Pokester, always good for the trade. I mean, just so consistent with these trades. Whole hog out on the Dog Thrower, but can't find it. Just the Malga damage and Freaky Mob keeping him alive. I mean, this is the moment if you're waiting for if you're the Freaks. Oh, never mind.
It's tragic. And Hey Buddy's dead first. The best player on your team, you can't let him die first. That's
Freaky Mob and Rowan Flux, or Squeak Flux rather, but no kills converted. Dog Thrower eventually taken down, beat push in, and just so much damage coming out into Placid Flunky. The Hog and the Echo just can cut right through your grasp so easily. And they're at spawn doors. Hogan's committed, Dog Thrower, cages nothing. It's so unfortunate. Overone comes out, trying to find the Hog, but gets sent to the moon and dies. Corolla is found with a pulse bomb, but is it enough? I really don't think so. They have the res online too, and Squeak gets taken out by Pokester. Placid Flunky, the only hope left for Freaks on this map, but
Pokester's just dancing on point. I think we gotta take the dog out of this guy's name. But not a very good first map. Outpaced. Hey Buddy trying to get his trades doesn't work very well because you're trading your tank line for a DPS. They're just gonna walk you down after. 1,000,000 HP versus 200. It's not close.
And we will see you for the next map in a little bit.
And we're back. Next map, we're going to Suravasa, trying to turn it back after getting dominated on Antarctic Peninsula. Going somewhere warmer, maybe somewhere where you can force a bit more 50-50 fights. I think Flashpoint can go either way with how fast the points stick up.
You know, it has to be that woke continent. That's what I'm saying. Has to be that woke bullshit continent, and I think Freaks might agree with me here. This is a map where you can force the Mauga more, I think. A lot of these faster paced comps can be played.
The weather is nicer, Mauga works better. If you get first flip, and you can just live, which Mauga does, you just sit on point and live forever. You don't even have to kill the bad guys. You can get like 80% for just running around like a dickhead and not letting them shoot you.
And honestly, if you're still looking to play that soldier from Hey Buddy, there's so many angles. I mean, the map's so large, you can do so much. I mean, you can just sit across the map just shooting your gun infinitely. If they go to come chase you, it's... Well, you're essentially taking someone else out the fight, you know?
Yeah, you just run away, you sprint, you're faster than anyone else in the game. This is what Toronto Defiant did in 2023. They just sent Hydron on Hitler flanks. You go ba 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 ba. Everybody turns to look, and then Surmaj kills everyone on alert. I'm not sure if Cardi is Surmaj, but I'm praying for it. What is this comp coming out from Fitty Party? I'm gonna kill myself.
in
GTA.
Yeah, in GTA 5. Yeah. Well. Well, you're seeing Senna on the screen, but it's not the Senna you're thinking of. Oh, Hey Buddy's immediately hooked in, not respecting the hog range. Dog thrower finds Rowan though. Nate comes out, misses Pokester. Russ comes out on Rowan, and I don't know what's happening on my screen. There's just so much happening. How is Dog thrower stop Senna?
Like a bunch of nonsense is happening, but that's where Dog thrower wants to be. He plays Malga. He says, I want to play in the nonsense. Run around, stomp some people, ba 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 ba. Use your shout. What are they gonna do? He's still alive. Oh my god! Nonsense.
Hey Buddy, finding two here. Then the first flip comes out for Freaks. Now this is where you want to be. I mean, you have so many characters that take angles, and you have such a good core that just stays point and just lives infinitely. This is where you want to be if you're Freaks.
The team comp from Fitty Party, they live infinitely, but they don't do anything. As they live, they just kind of sit there and get shot with bullets. That's what Malgo loves to do. He loves to shoot you with bullets.
Coming from left side, Cardi finds the nade out into Report, and Hey Buddy finds Pokester. Reds comes out, but it's too late. Report just gonna be fed to the dogs here. Trying to get away, but impossible, and setup falls as well. This is looking a lot better for Freaks. And now that, I mean, I'm sure the comp from Fitty Party is not very good, but
there's a lot of factors at play. They sub Fitty out. It's a new map. They're
Visor gets popped from Hey Buddy. No one is in the room. Or a Visor. Zoning Visor. Trigger's come on a point, and Hey Buddy gets Hey Buddy falls down to Corolla. Blade gets ripped. Nano Blade gets ripped. Find Meow. Finds her a point. Pulse Bomb comes out. Almost kills Dog Thrower, but Pokester finds Cardi, and that's the cap.
They just didn't touch. There were 4 people alive. Pokester just walked into the backline to kill Cardi.
A Lucio swap from Lifeweaver. I think this is what you want to see.
It lets you go a bit faster, but like I said, they don't really have the damage to kill Dog Thrower. So they're allowed to do whatever they want. Hey Buddy dies first though. They do have damage to kill Soldier.
I mean, Fitty Party comp is just so good at finding those trades. I mean, I feel like this is all this comp does is just perma trade. And just, I mean, it's all about finding those kills faster, I think.
You say trade, but nobody from Fitty Party died that fight. They just got a free team wipe.
That's true.
Like a wise old monk said, it's not a trade if you live. But,
that's true. That's true.
Pokester
on a fucking huge
Everybody just walking a point.
But Corolla gets rocked and stomped, and B comes out from Freaky Bob. Cardi doesn't get hit though, potential trade opportunity, but Hey Buddy cleans up too. Senna still finds Cardi in all the chaos, but honestly, I don't think it'll matter. The fight's already lost, and Report is just so close. Hey Buddy somehow gets traded.
Yeah, he overextended too deep. They're too busy tugging on Alicia Dog Thrower. They let Hey Buddy out, he's climbing in, and he misses Cage, so it hits forward.
Cage Flux comes out. Pokester in a lot of trouble. And honestly, the Cage Flux combo, I mean, you can't interrupt it from anyone inside the cage, and everyone's in one small area, just about the same size of the Flux. I mean, it makes sense that we combo those two ults together.
Most people, when they get Cage, they all back up into one corner, they stack. That's just a, maybe Malga cancel Cage, he hits Fix up. But more importantly, you just get a free flex. They can't dodge it because they're all clumped together. Even if they split up around the cage.
Both teams being top left here. Placid Flunky gets absolutely fucking ran over. Just no hesitation coming out from Fitty Party. Nano online though, but Rapoit finds Cardi, and Rapoit finds two. But it's 99 on the cap here. It's a nice fight win for Fitty Party though.
I didn't notice this earlier. Meow swapped over onto the Ana from the Mercy. They're playing more of a real comp now. I really like this comp that Fitty Party's playing. They're having a dance party now.
On point. Really just showing that they're all here to have a good time.
They might let Flute Poke build this blade. They have nothing for Nano Blade. Even the beat, it's just gonna get true through, like an old dog toy.
Rock comes out, but misses, but beat gets committed, and Nanovisor is whipped out. Rowan, deep trouble, and so is Rapoit, but finds the escape route, and hey, but and Pokester finds Flute in the back line. Yeah, but it seems like it'd be a nice 3-point cap for Freaks. Senna gets the second touch. Oh nope, never mind.
That fight, there's not much like technically going on. It's just a money bit. They ran in, they popped 3 ults. Fitty Party, they only had to beat to match it. You're gonna lose that every time.
We see Cardi going on an off angle with Hey Buddy here. I'm sensing some shenanigans going on here. Maybe a nice flank nade. Rock comes out onto the Nano Corolla, but Dog Thrower and Tiden slapped. In a lot of trouble, hooked in, but the flank just doesn't get anything done.
No. Again, this map. Freaks, they're playing for the ult economy. They know they're down ults. They say we're gonna run in like dickheads. We're gonna get their pulse out. We're gonna get their nano out. They have nothing left. Look, the Sigma for Freaks. Yeah, he has a flex ready. Freaky Bob has the beat. Cage close. They have nothing to counter this.
Oh, Placid is forced to use the flux after being hooked off the map. Big conversions on the Corolla and Pokester, but Beat comes out as it matches the OC. Cardi falls down, but Luke finds the trade on the Meow. Rowan falling dangerously low, and that's the cleanup. Cage online for Dog Thrower though, and not really much else to combo it but the blade. And they find Senna.
Economic masterminds playing for Freaks right now. They have the Cage plus Visor. They have 2 ults that will just destroy the Cage, but it doesn't matter if Hey Buddy can get 1 or 2 with the Visor. Nano Blade for the fight after 2. Subflute is dead.
Was that flex canceled by Placid Flunky?
I believe he just missed.
That could be the case, but Dog Thrower in a lot of deep shit here. Can't finds the conversion on Corolla, finds the important trade, but Hog is still alive, and so is the most Fitty Party, and that's the flip.
No. See, right? But it's like Wall Street over there. Corolla goes over to the Zarya, doesn't have the flex anymore. This is a repeat for the last fight from Palace, where they only have the beat to compete with Nano, Blade, and Visor. And a Cage. Dog Thrower kept the Cage. He's learning.
Let's go. Dog Thrower pins in, trying to find the perfect Cage target. Cage comes out, and it only finds the Lucio and the Tracer. But Flute, Senna, good for her 1. Placid Flunky fights Corolla, and the stomp comes out. Oh, what a hook from Pokester, but it might not be enough. Hoyt and Rowan are doing a lot of serious damage here.
Fitty Party, they got 99% off that point. They can set up Nano OC now. Corolla goes over to the ball. I like this look a lot better than the Zarya. You could just kind of roll around. Once you get that steamroller, this tank line, you're farming them forever. They're not gonna be able to do
Infinite Minds
anything.
glitch. Actually, Infinite Minds glitch. Nano online, comes out on to Pokester. Repoint finds 2 with a boop, and Blue also finds 2. Flux comes out onto Pokester and forced to take the breather, but no kill conversions. Setup finds Cardi in the backline. It's just Placid Flunky. And Blue finds the trades though. This is very winnable. Recalls forced, but the ball is back. Unfortunate.
No.
Next flashpoint ruins.
There's still a fight going on here. Freaky Bob trying to get traded here by Corolla, but Dog Thrower still here, just fending them off. And the ball is falling really low. Dog Thrower finds the trade onto Corolla.
See, but this doesn't really matter because they're just gonna get another fight before the point even opens. I like what Fitty Party's doing. They found a secret tech of going faster, frying their brain. The rest of the map, they just let Dog Throwers. They said, okay, let him get a stomp whenever he wanted. Where's Pokester going?
Finally checked on the flank.
Back to spawn.
Pokester finally checked on the flank by the team. You can't let that hog feed there. You can find really important members of your team like Cardi, and Flute finds Senna on point, and Dog Thrower finds Rowan. Corolla falling dangerously low and naded, but still has Meow with him. But big stomp onto Meow and Corolla. I mean, that's what you. That's the type of Mauga gameplay you want to see. Big stomps.
Honest level up between these maps.
It might be the warmer weather, Caleb. You might be right.
It might be. They're a fair weather team. Freaks, they seem to have gotten confused. They went to hold the wrong side of point, thinking that was their spawn room. Forgetting they flipped the map. They're going back main now. They figured it out. Humongous ult advantage for Freaks though.
But I mean, that's what these Mauga comps are really good at. Really macro fights. And honestly, just looking at the ults here, it's looking really bad. Dog Thrower pins in with the nano boost, but B is committed from a repoint, and Placid falling really low. Cage committed, Cage blade in. Cage only finds 1 though, but Flute finds 2, and Dog Thrower finds Corolla, and that's it. Senna commits to the pulse, but Placid eats it. That's huge. That's actually humongous. 80% on the point as well, and Senna has to reset.
Corolla went back over the Sig earlier. They have a flex. I think they should have just stuck the ball. They were frying their brain with how fast they were going.
They're solo fluxing the ball! Oh my, and that's Freak's first map win on Suravasa.
See, I'm not sure if that was Fitty Party trolling, like we mentioned, but I thought Freaks just looked like a good team there. Maybe this is their map. The Mauga was allowed to stomp whatever. Hey buddy, ran around, blah blah blah, shoots his gun like we said. And I think it just confused Fitty Party.
Freaks are warm weather merchants. Just in, folks. Breaking news.
Fitty Party better go to New Queen Street.
And we will be right back with the next map. And we're back on King's Row. Fitty subbed in for Senna this time, and no subs for Freaks. I mean, it's gonna be a lot harder to force the Mauga on this map. There's a lot of angles you can take, a lot of high ground advantage, but I think it can still work.
See, what I'm looking at, I'm not looking at the map. I'm looking the UK mild climate. They're seeing who wins the middle ground. They're throwing it up to a 50-50. Big Boss Fitty, he subs himself in. He says, I'll be the difference maker. I don't care what the sun has to say.
I like that line of thinking, Caleb. It's trying to show in the final map who's the better team on neutral weather. I really like that.
What I think I really have to watch out for is Hey Buddy. This map, there's so many like tight alleys he could just run around in, shoot his gun. That's what he got to do on Suravasa.
Goodness. No.
Worked really well for them.
That was just poor understashing.
Well, you're seeing a bit of a different comp coming out from Freaks. Tor, Venture, Hog, Hazard, just a lot of new shows here.
We see some bullshit out here. Flute playing the Torb. They saw Fitty play the Echo earlier, which he's flashing right now. That turret, it's like an anti-air system. You go ba 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 ba. Fitty can't do anything.
4, 3,
Oh, Doctor back on the Malga. This is what I like to see.
incoming.
We're back home, Caleb. We're back home.
No money for Hey Buddy.
Enemy target located.
A bit of this normal comp now. Bit.
Wait. Look at this rotate though. Macro heavy team. They put the pieces together. Shout out to Mimic.
Unfortunately, I got EMP'd in real life, but I'm back now, folks. Anyway, Rowan fights Dog Thrower in the middle of the fight. Freak's still just camping high ground, trying to, you know, recuperate and get their cooldowns back. But
They have a little safe haven in here with the Roadhog with the Ana. Excuse me, the Sigma. They're getting pinched though, like a pimple. Rowan finds 3.
I honestly hate when I'm EMP'd in real life. It happens to the best of us sometimes, but Dog Thrower trying not to get traded, but unfortunately just gets caught back out of the spawn. Didn't wait for his team to come back.
Maybe King's Roach is a little bit too cold for Dog Thrower. Forgot the jacket at home or something? I'm not sure. They're back at 6, so we're gonna see how they take the second push.
Dog Thrower taking a lot of poke in the early fight, but both teams just trying to set up everything they need to do. Dog Thrower stomps onto Pokester, but no help coming out from Pokester. And the copy comes out from Fitty onto the Mauga. Cage really soon, but Dog Thrower, he's nanoed. There's just not with a lower HP pool on the Echo copy. There's just not much you can do, and the rest of the team just cleans up.
I don't know. See. Like I said, they have Wall Street gurus working over there. Dog Thrower took so much poke. Cardi built that nano before any other ults were online. Fitty had to force that dupe, but it doesn't matter because Dog Thrower is nanoed. He's just blah, all over.
Increased damage resistance, and a higher HP pool is the formula for success. But if anything, not if Pokester has anything to do about it. Hooks in Placid Flunky, and just the tanks are traded very well. Freaks forced to back up, but this off angle from Pokester gets slept, but I mean, still got a lot of value. Forced cooldowns, and Flux comes out and responds with the beat from Fitty Party. Flute finds Rowan and Freaks push forward. Stomp comes in, trying to find somebody, but Fitty. Cage comes out, but Dog Thrower is dangerously low.
I'm amazed at this ult rotation I'm seeing from Freaks right now. They go in, they force the beat, they force both support ults. Hey buddy, running forward with the visor? He thinks he's Thanos. He might be. Can he find at least one? No.
The Aura Visor from Hey Buddy, just a signature classic at this point.
You don't need aimbot when you can aim in a neutral like this. Flux comes out.
Oh my, humongous Flux! Humongous Flux, but Blue finds two Hey Buddy. But Placid Funky really low, and the copy is over. Corolla also really low. The Nano Blade turns it. Placid Funky gets traded though, but I really don't think it'll mean anything in the end. Repoint's able to get out, but they're just getting so much card push. 2 minutes for almost capping second is humongous.
They get the card cart push. Cardi's back soon. And Corolla is so slow, they're gonna be able to fight his 6 before he's back.
Oh, hook on to Freaky Bob, but isn't able to get the kill. And Dog Thrower just there to bodyguard. Freaky Bob finds Rowan, and Flute tries to find the conversion on Fitty. Very low HP in the top left, but being out of the fight for that long, it's essentially a kill. Dog Thrower contesting 4 players at once while Corolla just gets blasted, and the cage comes out. But Blasted Flunky comes down, beat exchange from Freaky Bob, and Cardi finds Fitty in the back line, and that's it. That's 0.2 cap. This is different freaks that we saw yesterday.
No.
They unlocked something.
Dog Thrower is so much worse. He's forcing Corolla to match them. Oh,
I mean, that Sojourn just so much damage onto the Mauga.
no, but like this doesn't really matter because you're not really able to fight forward like this on this point.
Freaks just backing up, waiting for their Mauga to come back. And a Mauga Hog, I mean, the 2 beefy boys on the front line, just a lot of damage and soaked in. Humongous flux.
It's just an infinite necklace for Cardi though. Look, they're 90% to another Nana.
Fitty is going on the deep flank behind. Hey, buddy, just, I mean, it is called a tactical visor, not a kill visor. You know what I'm saying? I'm stealing that one from chat. Good joke.
I think I
I'm
figured
stealing
it out.
it.
Hey, buddy has cancer disease. And
Oh,
that
makes sense.
Rip it when you have it. Dog Thrower in this one, he's just stomping around. He's having fun like a muddy puddle.
Nano comes out onto Flute, and Flute finds Pokester, but Fitty and Repoint find 2. Hey Buddy finds Repoint though, and Fitty is forced to commit the copy, but Fitty really low, and oh, he got rocked off the map, and Meow, how?
Score 0.
Freaks just
I'm
turning out.
gonna bite
into a
my tongue for
different
how I
way.
talked on Antarctic.
I know, it's the cold weather gap. They forgot to bring their snow coats.
We call freaks fair weather merchants. Oh, it's Fitty Party. They do good in the snow, and that's the only place they do good. Everywhere else, their brain overheats. They have a heat stroke. They fall on the ground, and Dog Thrower just stomps on them.
It's honestly, this is a different freaks from what we saw yesterday.
Ready for battle.
Orisa coming out from Corolla. Orisa Hog.
I gotta say, this is a masterclass from freaks. They're getting their trades like they did the first map, but then they turn the fight with ults. Fitty Party, they overult in response. Maybe they win the fight, but if freaks, they just come back with a nano blade or a cage or a flux, anything. They have so many fight-winning ults. And Fitty Party, they have Echo Dupe, a Pulse.
I mean, Hey Buddy can just throw these tack visors. He can just throw these fucking tack visors out to the moon. I mean, you're really not gonna find much into these comps with tack visor.
The 2 tanks just sit on your face. You don't need aimbot anyway. You're not gonna miss.
Fitty Party, hoping to just take a longer approach, but Dog Thrower is in their back line.
I think Dog Thrower was sitting in theater. They wanted to stomp Nade, and nobody else got the memo. Maybe they're muted. Maybe their team don't fuck with them. We'll figure it out. They're ready to fight. They give up 1 tick, and 3 Fitty Party just explode.
Fitty just didn't realize there was a Sigma on the high ground with him, and that's just, he gets slept and rocked. There's no saving him there. Pokester is still alive, and the front line's traded in a hotel. How? Cardi's still alive, but no nade on line. Trying to leave, but I don't think it'll be able to happen. Cardi's gonna get hunted down like a dog, but he lives, I guess?
Wow. I guess he's Thanos. Freaky Bob gives his life up for his honor, though. How noble.
The undying loyalty of your Lucio player. I mean, that's what you love to see.
Cardi has built a whole nano in the time it took Doctor to get 40% of it. This is next level paychecks.
You know what they say, Caleb.
Advisors, though, way before the podcast, and people thought some funky shit dead.
Tries to check Pokester on the off angle, but not enough HP to do so. Cardi looking for the nade, but forcing them out. Corolla is nated, but so is Dog Thrower. And Hey Buddy is just slept in main.
Maybe neither team took a course on how to defend this map. This is I actually read about this recently. It's called Attacker's Advantage. But look, Rapazza still doesn't have the beat. It's a free nano blade at this point. Luke's is gonna cut through 18 people.
Hey Buddy is found by Corolla. Parasite comes down with the Kitsune rush, and the beat comes out from Freak Bob. The nano blade is still active, and Dog Thrower finds Corolla. Dog Thrower is still. I think it was Dog Thrower who was nanoed. Instead of the blade, Meow and Pokester still alive. Whole Hog almost is online if Pokester chooses to commit it, but it doesn't seem like he'll need it.
I'm not sure if that was a miscommunication, or if Cardi just nanoed the wrong person by accident. They've looked sharp on Yana so far this series. It's a rare mistake, I think.
I mean, third point so hard to hold, so hard to attack if you take the correct angles, and you see Pokester setting up here for a nice hook off the map, maybe on a Dog Thrower. But Placid coming to test the off angle, forcing the Hog out. Dog Thrower stomp committed and hooked off the map. Beat comes out from Repoi, and well, Fitty Party just walks, and the rest of Freaks fall.
It's a completely different Freaks from what we saw last round. Dog Thrower hasn't used the cage this round. Hey Buddy hasn't, but Plastic Flunky goes Czar to touch, I guess? That's not what I expect.
Maybe they cleanse the nade.
He's gonna use his cage here.
Whole Hog committed, trying to break the cage, but isn't enough before Pokester dies, and Rowan finds the trade on Cardi, but the rest of Freaks is just collapsing on the rest of the Fitty Party.
Fitty goofy on it, hitting humongous nade there, but it's cleansed by both Zarya bubbles. It's like you have two Souza on your team. Tries to down on Rowan, but this fight's
Rowan and Fitty trade flew.
Think you guys slide is turning it?
But Fitty goes down, and Rowan is still alive, but will quickly fall to Cardi's nade.
Freaky Bob over onto the Curie. Maybe you could force these angles with Hey Buddy harder. Let him live. This might be the momentum flip that Freaks needed. But Meow has a Kitsune, and there's no defensive ult to match. They're gonna have to hope this Nano Blade finds its target, or targets.
I mean, it's really stressful here. You have the Kitsune online for Fitty Party. Speaking of the Kitsune rush, there it goes. The Nano Blade comes out, and the rest of Fitty Party are backing up, but Meow falls down to the Nano Blade. So does Pokester, and that seems to be the fight.
Like we said, that Nano Blade had to find someone. It found 3. That's all you could ask for, really. Carry Surge Pulse. That's a nasty combo coming out for Fitty Party. Freaky Bob back onto Lucio, giving up that Curie lifestyle, not about it. Dog Thrower close to a cage, probably gonna build it by the end of this fight.
Well, and the Dog Thrower puts his life at jeopardy from the Roadhog. Hook misses though, and Fitty falling really low due to the Hey Buddy just poking from the side. Pokester trying to find another hook off the map onto Dog Thrower, can't really make it happen quite yet. Dog Thrower getting wise from the last time it happened. Just sitting on a really weird angle that they really can't push him out from. Stops out of the room, and Pokester dies for it. But they are choosing to reset. Fitty finds the trade on Hey Buddy, but it doesn't really matter.
That play from Dog Thrower, it's genius. He's poking from that room where he said he's running in now. He might die. Oh. As soon as I start blazing it, he was sitting in that room where he can't go hook. He's sitting there waiting for Cody to nade them. Nano Visor coming out soon, maybe?
Feet comes out from a point, and oh, nice sleep on the Tracer, trying to pulse you. Cardi finds their one. Nano on line 4. Doctor Cage finds nothing. Maybe he's just using it for a shield though. Cardi finds 2. Cardi really turning this fight. And Doctor finds Corolla with the Nano. Pokester just taking so much damage, and Freak Pop finds the beat. Fitty alive, but the Echo Copy's burned fast.
That fight, it looked like Cardi, who swapped over to Kiri now, gave the Nano to Doctor. No, he has the perk. He gave the Nano to himself so he could kill everybody. That's the kind of play I like to see from him, honestly.
I mean, Cardi just really making the difference in that fight. But hey, Buddy falls down to Pokester, and things are looking a bit more dicey. Not many ults online. 4 Freaks, but only Whole Hog a lot online. And as Cardi falls on the Kiri, there's not much hope for the Mauga as he gets Whole Hogged off point.
If I'm Freaks, I'm playing for the stall right here though. If Luke pulls out the blade, he falls dangerously low. If you get them down to below time, they don't get a replay.
Free buff falls on point, and I don't think there's another contest coming out.
No. But this map, very, very winnable for Freaks. Dog Authority, just play normal first fight. Don't give up a tick. Just play main, wait for your stomp. Try to match or rotate.
Initiating match.
This is so winnable. One or 2 fights available for Fitty Party to get anything on this first point.
I think I in terms of the ult trade here, I think I favor Freaks more, but it's a matter of they can get those ultimates online. Cardi has to be really aggressive with their angles and the nades they have to take to get the ult charge necessary.
Doug Dory takes so much damage. Cardi build these nanos in like 45 seconds. You give it to anybody. You give it to Doctor on a stomp. You give it to your Seg, either your DPS or his good targets. Even Freaky Bob, just go and one-shot somebody if you have the balls like that.
Bap coming out from Meow now. I don't know if I like this. I think the carry's a bit better, but maybe more poke on the Mauga is all you need.
I don't like the Bap with the double flex. There's no one for you to really like enable with this window, if that makes sense. Your DPS, they're gonna go too fast for you to really help them. I'd prefer like an Ana or a Kiri, like you said. Even a Moira would be better. And without the Kiri, these nades are gonna be huge from Cardi.
Dogdor learning from his mistakes, staying in theater, really now sticking for statue, trying to contest as much space in the middle of the open of the point as he can, but they make the rotate through theater, and Pokester misses the hook, but Rock comes out on Pokester. Mauga trying to really burn that hog, but Lamp is forced. No spear spin, but hey buddy, falling dangerously low. The pinch from Fitty and Rowan as Dogthrower falls, but Cardi finds their one.
So that fight, they caught out a little bit. They set AFK, they let them rotate through hotel. They didn't really have a plan for it. Cardi used that nade as they were walking through choke, not at a very useful time. And Fitty just found Flute way too early, didn't get that value that you need from your Genji.
OT taking down now. This is a really huge opportunity if you're Freaks here trying to get past this front line, making him give up the space, trying to get closer to this cart, make sure he doesn't get past this little bridge here. Or arch.
Look how close Fitty is already to the dude. Dude on Mauga, you get an instant cage if you get a good stomp. That's a fight winner for a DPS ult, which usually aren't that valuable.
Placid onto the Zarya now. I like this a lot. A lot of help for but Flute finds 2. This is what you need. Flute finds 3 in the time of need. Flute finds 4.
Oh my god. You can't levers there. This comp. I think if Plastic Flunky sticks the Zara on attack, they can go way faster, instantly take that high ground. I like the looks for Freaks here. Look, they have so much time. They have 2.5 minutes. That's so long. If you cap fast, you get 2 fights on the payload. To go,
I like the Zarya a lot
meters?
here. Yeah, I like the Zarya a lot here. Can cleanse the nade, can really help your Mago when he gets hooked in. I mean, I think the Zarya is the right pick, especially effective against the Orisa as well. I mean, it's a bit of a plat strategy, but I mean, it still works.
This comp adjustment from Fitty Party, I like this a lot. The Diva Malgate, more importantly the Ana. I think the Ana really good on King's Road. You could just sit on this high ground. You can help both your really fast DPS. Nade the fuck out of that front line. They don't have a Kiri. Cardi, oh, bite my tongue. I'm sorry. Can Freaky Bop pick a
Juno
hero?
swap.
Let's see if anybody gets muddy though, because Hey Buddy's starting on this Widow again.
1. Attackers incoming.
Looking for the crucial pick, can't really find it. Going back to spawn, probably swapping back to Soldier. There's the legs.
Cash apps are empty.
Yeah, unfortunate.
They're all sitting in hotel. Dog throw. He's running in there.
Finds a
Humongous
huge
stop.
stop.
Humongous stop.
Huge nade! Oh my god, Cardi finding the necessary nade, but trade comes out onto Flute. Won't matter much though. And wow. Cardi and Dog Thrower. What a exceptional map from these two.
Pokes are playing the Diva. You want to be able to eat those nades, but you can't get stopped. Pokes are going over to Zone. I'm gonna mirror this. But because Dog Thrower stopped, but he couldn't use the Matrix. So both your tank lines just get traded.
Perfect play from Dog Thrower and Cardi. But Hey Buddy's traded on the left side. You still have a lot of time, but being stuck underneath this arch is really dangerous for when you attack. I mean, there's a lot of angles that can be taken here. Dog Thrower finds Fitty, and that's really huge. The amount of, I mean, even finding that trade, Fitty will come back faster, but it's pretty good for right now.
That fight, it was nonsense. They're just trying to trade, because look how close to spawn for Freaks is. Fitty has to walk all the way across the map.
Pulse misses from Rowan, and the whole Pokester falls down to Hey Buddy, but Hey Buddy falling down just low from Fitty, but Corolla finds Placid and Dog Thrower finds Meow. Dog Thrower just really making a difference here.
This is a masterclass, I think, of this Mauga comp. Shades of Hanbin, I dare say.
I think you might be right, Caleb.
Play of the game.
Freaked in chat, out freaked in chat from Freaky Bob. Hashtag freaky. Well deserved from them. I mean, they played it really well. I mean, both teams' defense was a little choppy here and there, but Freaks really able to pull it out, especially Cardi. Cardi, so instant, just so insane, the Ana.
No, so good. As long as the weather's above 30 degrees Fahrenheit. We're going to do a small break, and then we're gonna bring you another match very soon. Eyes emoji, tongue emoji, peach emoji.
And we're back with She Her Dragon versus Make-A-Wish, and the first map we'll have is Ilios. You know, first map for multiple teams, I think. A big favorite for a lot of teams here in OOL.
It's an Overwatch 1 map. It's easy to know what you want to play in 6v6. Last time we saw Antarctic, much more broadly. They just kind of ran at each other, bashed their heads together. Ilios, where we're gonna see Dive, Winston, Ball, maybe even a Doom. And I think that's interesting to watch. We're paused though, so we're gonna have to wait another minute. Eyes emoji.
A lot of teams these days opting for the Hazard. I think Hazard, especially on the must have very strong. A lot of high ground access, that's a lot of angled, and you have the point presence that you need for this map. I think it might be a Hazard come out.
Who wants to use the second tank for this Hazard? Maybe Diva. I'm thinking like a double bubble where you give your hazard bubble, you go one shot someone. That's what hazard does best, right?
Maybe you might see some Doomfist Zarya as well. I mean, a lot of teams been playing a bit of Doomfist recently. That's a lot of. I mean, that M punch is just so easy to get once you get the major perk for the Vortex field. On top of the Zarya, I mean, with the Zarya comp, it's you have to be careful when you bubble your Doom, but that's your only prerequisite. Just be careful with your bubbles, and your Doom should be able to do whatever you need.
There's so many options when you want to play fast. I'm hoping just to see Devo Winston. That's my favorite dive line, but
Some classic.
Ready for battle.
Seeing Gay Fat Loser showing out the Winston look early. I mean, a bit of a traditional comp, but with maybe less traditional is the Freya.
The Freya is similar to like an Ashe you'd see played on this comp. Just a bit more independent from your backline. I think, where instead you use your coach gun to like get a Winston off you on your second engage. You're just gonna bam, 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 shoot him from an off angle. If he tries to go to your backline, if he comes to you, you just run away. Brawl heavy look from She Her Dragon, so.
A Mauga ball. I like it. The Mauga providing a lot of point presence. Winnie slams up top, trying to find an early hit, maybe with. No one really set up, but finding Boops and Gay Fat Loser gets just poked down from the Mauga. Just not a lot of help coming out from their team.
I think especially with how big and fat Winston and Diva are, once you get that steamroller perk, it's just gonna fire, like we said on Suravasa. The Mauga sits on point like a big fat dickhead. We see that from Hanbin all the time.
Big slam coming out from Winnie, but doesn't really find the trade, trying to cut off their rotates. Another big slam, just finding really good value on cutting off the rotates as Starfrog, where Sparkle just sits behind them, poking infinitely. Gay Flat Loser jumping back to contest, but the ball is there too, and they need to dive something. They just need to move.
Yeah, we're not seeing like a hard engage from She Her Dragon, but you don't need to hard engage when Make-A-Wish is doing nothing.
Julia, or actually Senna, whips out the bola shot, but misses. Sparkle finds the pulse onto Hammer, and it's looking really rough for Gay Fat Loser and co.
Make-A-Wish? They keep trying the same thing, and then excuse me, Winnie swoops over, hits a slam, fries all of their brain. It's like an EMP. But they're not the team with the Sombra.
Majal whipping out the bola shot onto Senna, finding the gap, but it's really not that important. It's a good trade, but the mines from Winnie are just too good, and self-destruct comes out, just clearing the area, buying them some space. But Winnie just so good at interrupting a lot of stuff, but gets hacked in the middle of the team and dies. Rally gets pulled out from Erica, and Make-A-Wish marches forward.
This is what we talked about though. The Mauga's just gonna sit on point so close to cage, but they die so early.
Nerve cleaning up on the Diva, but trying to stall out to 99, which they will get, but Erica seems really low and falls down to Winnie in the bullet in the charge shot from the
this is
Senna. Very turnable, very turnable.
They don't have a break with them.
Nerve in baby form finds Starfrog. That's pretty crucial.
Look at this ult advantage for She Her Dragon. So it doesn't matter if Senna dies so early.
Medjaw finding the gap again onto Senna, and Ashe is just taking so much damage, so much poke coming out from the Freya, stopping the Mauga. I think this comp really falls apart once the enemy team gets capped in just most of the space.
you want your Mauga to be able to go sit on point, so your Tracer can go like free roam, right? But the Mauga gets shot with so many bullets. That's Mauga's biggest weakness.
EMP online from Stratoline, but Raleigh comes out from Mimikyu. EMP is large, hit. It's a 4-man EMP, and that's it. I mean, that EMP is pretty devastating. Maybe you want to save it for Cage, but I don't know. Maybe it was needed in that fight. Pulse on a Medjaw, defying the trade from Sparkle. But when he's back and maybe trying to find the trade, Ash is on point too. Nerve fighting for his life. Strategy. Oh, a Cage Jax. No EMP needed.
That was so devastating to see her dragon, but just a mechanical canyon to bring it back. You waste both your support ults and you win anyway. Your team aimed too good. It doesn't matter what you do. Hit Q when you want.
Honestly, once Make-A-Wish got control of the space, it looked a lot better for them. Once then you're not fighting for space against the Mauga and Freya, it becomes a lot more favorable for you.
We just had to ask the locals.
See, now here, this comp from She-Her Dragons, I think this is kind of brazy, where you have your Juno Brig Mauga, they just sit Cage infinitely, maybe inside the windmill infinitely, and you can't do much about it. Winnie and Starfrog, they go around their free roam, shoot their guns at the bad guys. They're gonna fry their brain. But Gay Fat Loser playing the hazard now. Maybe look for a one-shot on one of these backliners.
Winnie setting up for an early slam. Slams the front line, but not much value outside of that. Trying to just disrupt as much as they can.
She-Her Dragons, they are just sitting inside a cage. They're waiting right now. Winnie doing whatever she wants, waiting for Starfrog to maybe come and finish on one of these slams.
Winnie slept in the back line. Not very punishable though, as they're instantly woke, and Gay Fat Loser gets booped in from Winnie, and eventually falls. Point cap yet to go down, but goes in favor of She-Her Dragons. But Medjaw finds Sparkle. Julia finds a set of Reline in the back line, trying to find the Juno Brig.
You see the cogs turning for Make-A-Wish, where like some of them are identifying what they want to do, but they're not all on the same page. Instead of like two with one flash.
I mean, this Steamroller perk is just doing so much against the Hazard
so
and
much.
Diva. Hammer caught in the middle of the open, but Medjaw maybe can live.
They're getting caught with their pants down because they can't decide on what to do. Half of them, they want to go brawl down this Mauga. The other half, they want to go clear the ball.
Stratoline trying to hack the High Noon, staring at her. Maybe not the brightest move, I'll say, but I respect the effort.
Someone has to make a play, and when you're losing, why not make it you, right?
Medjaw getting poked out by Ash, but Pulse comes wide from Starfrog, and Medjaw busting out the bullet shot and hits the Mauga, but doesn't really force anything. Only a speed ring and shout forced. But when he finds two in the back line,
they sat still. They like try to make a play. Medjaw uses the bullet shot. And then when he comes in, because they waited too long, bam, 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 boom, shoot the gun, slam everywhere, and they shit mines all over map.
I mean, generational performance coming out from Winnie here. Truly. Just so much value on the ball with the Steamroller, setting up the slams with the dive, with Starfrog. I mean, two people, that's all you really needed. Raleigh gets popped trying to find the Diva. Hazard and Nano on the point, but Gay Fat Loser, no cooldowns quite yet. The orbital ray is down. EMP comes out. Doesn't find anybody, I think. Maybe found Winnie. And Nerve finds Sparkle. This is looking really winnable for Make-A-Wish.
This point at least, but Ash is coming back. They have Cage High Noon. And there's nothing to stop this. Maybe a Diva Bomb in the cage, but even then your team is still just stuck.
Gotta be really disciplined with the defense matrix usage here. Winnie in the back line, just like usual. Hazel comes out, big nade comes out. Cage does too, but Gay Fat Loser just trapped in a corner. Not much you can do to help them. Point control flips and Ash trying to find more with Julia. High Noon onto the Sombra just to finish the kill, and it's looking like her Dragons win this map.
This was a stomp. But I wouldn't rule out Make-A-Wish yet. Last match we saw Antarctic, complete stomp, and in the other two maps, Freaks brought it back in a completely different way. And
I mean,
I think with like the mechanics from players on Make-A-Wish, like Nerve, insane aim. I think if they can bank on that, they'll be able to bring it back.
This incredible performance coming out from Winnie and Julia here, I think. And with Ilios concluded, we will see you in the next map.
Okay, we're back. King's Row this time. Map pick from Make-A-Wish. They see Winnie rolling around on the ball. Ilias, one of ball's best maps. King's Row. The flanks are a bit tighter. It's harder to get like good rolls, good slams. So I think that's what they're trying to do. Shut down this ball angle.
I mean, a lot of contested chokes too. A lot of places you can just catch the ball out when they try to go for the slam.
A lot of escape routes, but there's not really any spot for like ball to like engage and farm because of how linear the map is. Gay Fat Loser playing the Winston again. Nerf onto Zarya, something where he can flex those insane mechanics a little bit more.
A bit of a brawlier style of a Winston comp as well. If you want to see into these comps, maybe you want to just, I mean, just infinitely angle out on the ram, but
I really like this comp coming out from Make-A-Wish. It's similar to the one that Freaks played on this map last match. The comp from Sheer Dragons. It's kind of nonsense. The ball doesn't fit here, but that's the price you pay when you have a one trick.
If you're a one trick, you can make it work anywhere. Maybe a bit of a combo with the slows, but you see Gay Fat Loser just trying to provide for space here by statue. Bubble is forced and just constantly booped back by this ball and has to jump back. Slam up top trying to catch out the back line, but Julia finds Centraline. I've been saying that name wrong this entire time. I'm very sorry. But
if I'm Make-A-Wish here, I see they're all sitting low ground like dickheads. I'm hard rotating through theater, running up top right. What are they gonna do? They're sitting on the ground. We're gonna shoot them with bullets from the high ground.
Centraline tries to walk out in no man's land. Gets put down by Senna. I mean, that's the kind of the price you pay by trying to walk out like that. Bit of a greedy angle.
So greedy. But this spray is so explosive. You hard punish the other team's greedy angles too. Julia almost died there.
Bola shot comes out, forces the lamp, and Centraline finds the trade on Mimikyu. Now this is the go button. Them 4 pops from Ash, and now all your point pressure's gone. And Winnie is caught on the back line. Not killed yet, but Senna pops the High Noon man. Finds 2! But Ogre is popped, but I don't really think you need it here.
Oh, it guarantees the fight, sure, but you could have used that to turn another fight that you weren't up to in.
I mean, humongous High Noon from Senna.
But before Senna killed 2, I was about to say, I like to phrase it better. You get a pulse bomb you can shoot from across the map. 45 seconds. It's an insane ult. You force the lamp and your Genji just goes in and farms.
Not only that, Caleb, it slows you as well. It's so disgusting.
Grab committed by nerve there, but he got exploded through that window before he could make use of it.
Really good ult counter from Mimikyu. Now switching over back to the Kiri. I like this. It gives them a lot of escape options.
Blade.
Blade comes out. Forcing Sparkle to try to find the trade in the back line. Pulse misses, but Winnie cleans up the front line. But Winnie is slept, but there's just not enough damage to kill Winnie.
That fight. Severline
An EMP
wanted to set up for the Nano Blade. I saw them dash up. Hammer just didn't rip it. They got zoned out by the mines. Forgot to hit Q. It happens. But final fight here, or not final fight, excuse me. But you get another go. Nobody committed though, and that's what you want.
A lot of ults online for Make-A-Wish here, and that's what you really want to see. I mean, you're doing your ult cycling well, letting her dragons just use their ults. Nano Blade online, and Nano Blade is used. Suzu comes out, but Cetraline can't really.
My poor caster Zero is getting constantly EMP'd right now. It's only me right now. Infinite ults are committed from both sides. It's a big flash of colors on my screen.
I'm sorry for the folks at home. I keep on getting EMP'd for whatever reason. It's really awesome, right in the middle of casting. I don't know what's happening to me. Just some unknown forces are just trying to stop me today.
Yeah, the unknown forces at Mr. Beast HQ. Hate seeing Make-A-Wish lose.
Honestly, just some grand conspiracy going against me right now. And honestly, I respect it.
Getting full held here? Getting full held on any map is really bad. But I think especially on King's Row. Because now you can't play the point how you want to, where you normally set your backline up on a high ground. You have to play low. You have to force a point, because any tick you give is so much more important than like if you got halfway through shoot phase or something like that. You have to master full hold.
I mean, an even fuller hold, especially against a team that is so good, especially with the Ram stuff. I mean, this is already a really good Ram map as well. I'd favor the Ram more than Winston on this map. It's just really hard. A Hog Doom comp coming out from Make-A-Wish.
CCC, if you think about it, this is similar to Hog and Ball Torture.
Punch my Hog comp. I really mess with it. And Winnie trying to just buy as much space as you can early. They're falling really low. Gay Fat Loser falling really low as well. Big torpedoes in the backline. Gay Fat Loser trapped into the statue, pushed into the locker. Maybe just like high school for many folks out there, named Gay Fat Loser. But they have to give up so much space. Edgel caught by the slow, and point flip, point capture rather. Starting to come through.
Gay Fat Loser traded Winnie at the start of that fight, but Mimikyu's on the Mercy, so it didn't matter. Gay Fat Loser kills Winnie again. They're trying so hard to fight for this point. Keep the second tick from capping.
High noon from Julia is killed before she can pull the trigger, and Mimikyu trying to find the res on point. Big comeback from Make-A-Wish. Clem is trying to get out from Winnie though.
Gay Fat Loser, which is really good at the hog. I don't know what they were doing on Winston the rest of this match. Just rock the hard, start cranking it like it's 90s. Shout out Fortnite.
So true. So true. Headshot onto Hara, and the trade comes out whole hog from Gape out loser, just sticking into the statue, trying to just keep their health as high as possible. Big shot onto Mimikyu, forces the Mercy into spawn.
The Freya just killed 400 people there because of how volatile this character is.
Oh.
Soldier.
Didn't respect Julia coming out of spawn. Didn't respect Julia coming out of spawn with the rail shot.
I don't think they
point. Finds Hammer, and that's King's Row.
That's the match.
Oh, that's the match. That's right.
Sheer Dragon's dominant 2-0. Looked a little rocky there, but sometimes you lose a fight. It happens. We're gonna go to a little break now before the next match. It should be a good one. Rad Esports versus Gabe George Sims Club, or their fan club now. My bad.
And we're back with Rad versus Gabe Juice fan club. A lot of familiar names for previous OOL viewers. You know, you see Pyro back, Amnesia, people like that in Gabe Juice fan club that, you know, you get to see a lot of, especially in the higher rounds of the finals.
Yeah. See, both these teams, very experienced in OOL. A lot of familiar faces. Smarties, he won the first OOL. This core from GDFC, they finished top 2 in every other tournament we've had. Starting on Ilios, I think the slight advantage goes to GDFC. Their on a brig looks so good before, and I think that's the most important part of a dive.
Yeah, I agree. First map pick is Ilios, and first sub map is Lighthouse. You know, you clear your classical on a break here with your Winston.
If you're not playing on a brig on Lighthouse, I think you're low-key trolling. Both teams high-key trolling here.
Riot doesn't even have a tank yet. Oh, there we go.
Wait. I really wish they picked a real comp at spawn room so I could talk about it. It does look like Rad Esports is picking a real comp. I don't like the BAP here. I'd much prefer an Ana, unless you go over to like a Reinhardt, maybe a Ramatra, instead of the Hazard.
I think Carry's also a good shout here. Ball Diva coming out from Game Douche. I like it a lot. A lot of Ball Diva in the past have played together. Those tanks. They also have a lot of experience on this comp as well. They ran this in the last Sixes tournament. But Pyro opened up the fight with a pick onto the soldier there.
I don't think it matters what you run. When you have Pyro on Sojourn, you're gonna win.
I mean, just an absolute freak at the Sojiro. It's quite disturbing. You see a lot of Soldier recently, which is just a worse Sojourn.
Fearful of the ball, able to live a bit better than the bat can.
Slam up top, but misses the mark. But Reviri finds Eva in the aftermath of the slam, and this little Patrol is just caught underneath in the mega room. Kamir tries to peel for them, but it just doesn't quite work out. Smarties trades too, though, on the Kyrian. Kibbs is still alive. Maybe you can find a few more picks before you're forced to the spawn room. Kitsu rush on point where no one is, I guess.
Smarty's typically a DPS player. So you'd expect him to have the mechanics to get these trades, especially on something like Fury. But I don't like that with the hazards. With tanks like this that take so much damage, you don't have the time to DPS like you want to.
OC gets ripped from Pyro, and you know that spells trouble. But Yang's minefield on point is just so perfect. A lot of ults committed from Gabe Douche, but honestly, if you
Control killed himself.
yeah, and Yang is traded by Eva, but a bit of an ult disadvantage coming for Gabe Douche. Only beaten Blade Online against the Has, Blade, Kitsu, and Visor.
Versus everything. Diva Bomb?
Yeah.
That doesn't count. That's a fake ult. Ult advantage doesn't matter if you kill Yang so early.
Gibbs finds Kylo in the back line as the soldier just in the Kitsu rush in the Visor, just aimbot shooting so fast, finding so many. But Gabe Douche, they find Viri has some very not nice words.
Smarty's begging for a pause right here. We'll see if admin gives it to him. Begging and pleading to every god known. Allah, Yahweh, Buddha. It was Buddha. Shout out to Buddha. Dalai Lama running this lobby right now. But pause came a bit late because the fight is already breaking out.
Kev's still with the down 4 in the P. I mean, it's still very winnable for Brad here. There's a lot coming online for Rad here. As we go back in, only B online for Gabe Douche, but that dive squad of the Sombra, Genji, and the ball is just so disgusting. Might try to beat comes out, but Lulz the Troll doesn't get beat. Maybe they capitalize, but Kamir, just all that beat HP just ripped off him. Downpour comes out, it's really big, onto the Sombra and the ball. Kips finds the 3, and that's how you want to use Downpour. I mean, just trying to catch as many people as you can with it.
But look, that was the entire load dumped from Rad Esports. Yang has the mines. They're gonna be able to roll through, shit the mines all over point. Nobody can contest. And because GDFC, they're already 99. Look, we see this roll coming through. They're already 99%. Someone from Rad's gonna have to go touch.
Mine's over the roof. I don't know if it connects with what you really want, but Lulz the Troll falling dangerously low, and I think Yang trolled their mines there.
Maybe a little bit, but Amnesia finds Ava. The pulse.
Lulz the Troll.
Wide, but they get the back.
Yang, good for the Lucio kill though. Lulz the Troll falling dangerously low. Pyro chases them down, and Zach trying to find Kylo in the back line, but Levia is in so much trouble. Yang goes down by Kibbs, and that's a lot of point pressure that they're missing. But Reviri finds Zach. Kibbs is back, but Pyro has EMP. Kitsura comes out. Reviri finds, just diving backline, waiting for the EMP to come out. EMP comes out, finds Kamir, and Pyro cleans up Eva. But Smarties trace Reviri. Probably won't matter much though.
What a boo from Kylo Dian. At that point, it looked a bit messy from GDFC. Not what we want to see from a team favorited to go really far into this tournament.
Ready for battle.
But they had their game plan. They were playing for ults. Every fight you see, they pull 2 ults for 1, maybe even 3 ults from Rad Esports.
You also gotta think about it. There's a lot more teams in this tournament this time around. A bigger pond means bigger fish, you know. Maybe you start to see some more heavy-hitting contenders.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 2.
Similar looks for both teams. Pyro going over to the Reaper. No more traditional hit scan now. I don't really see the vision with this, personally.
I love the Reaper guy. Keep your mouth shut.
I love the Reaper. I don't see the vision here.
both Amnesia's sandwiched between two tanks here, but still safe relatively, just contesting the space as much as possible. Amnesia trying to chase it. Lulls the troll, but Smarties gets traded by Reverian. But Amnesia traces the mech, and things might start a little dicey here. Without D.Va, there's a lot of pressure you're missing out on. Yang boops Kamir off the map, just perfect swing through, and Pyro just up here trying to chase extra kills.
I don't think the presence really matters. That gets his mech traded out late, but when you have this Genji from GDFC, split the team like the Red Sea. Yang killed himself. But this Genji from GDFC, he's like Moses. He's parting the Red Sea, splitting the fuck out of his enemy team. So it's a 5v3 and a 1v3, and he thinks he can win the 1v3.
Kips going for an engage in the backline, finds Kylo. The Suzu a little late from Levaya, and that spells bad news bears, but Yang is back, and Pyro finds even the backline, but the rest of the trades come through. I mean, losing that Curie in the first is just so bad.
That fight, a little bit troll, but they managed to stall it out. They got like an extra like 15% than what they should have, I think, because it just didn't force point when it was 5v6.
Levaya picked again from Kibbs. And that's just the end of this fight, just in their spawn. The front line from Gabe Douche is trying to recuperate, get their HP back, get their cooldowns back, looking for the next set of angles they can come from. This ball really good at finding those angles, but mines come through and hit nothing. Kitsu main.
It's joining us to get them out of the point. The Kitsu main traded. Does it become up from Kylo? He doesn't have it yet.
Blade comes out from and just trying to slice and dice the enemy Genji. Finds the enemy Genji, but it's just not enough.
He only found the enemy Genji.
Mir fighting for his life against Yang, but care comes in from Smarties, and Yang is killed in the end. Pyro back on Sombra.
See, this comp I like to see a bit better. Yeah, the Tracer Sombra, but the comp doesn't matter when you don't have a D.Va mech. I mean, these are so late.
Pyro traded by Zach, and things are looking a little dicey. Big wall, trying to stop people from leaving the area of the bomb.
Things get a little dire on well. Kylo has a beat. We'll see how they use this to engage. Maybe cut it out. They had to get onto this point though. Final fight territory.
Eva falling dangerously low into Kylo, and the point comes through. Almost a flip. Eva comes down and beat come up from Kylo. Downpour misses everybody, but Pyro is eventually traded. Bomb comes out, but it's walled. Wall drops, but not enough time for the bomb to explode. Mine soon from Yano just needs to live. Needs to find a nice backline slam. Amnesia falling dangerously low as Kylo trades Smarties, and Yano just isn't able to get those mines out in time.
No, it's tragic, but sometimes you lose a point. Point not completely lost yet. They're trying to stall.
Levaya just hanging on to dear life while the rest of Rad just swarm them, and mines come out, but it's too little too late, and Eva, or not Eva, sorry, Yano isn't able to get back to the point for touch.
I'm not sure if you noticed this when we were under POV. Yang didn't take the ball slam perk. They took the shields. Like the perk you never ever take.
Yeah, yeah, you're right.
On the same team.
If I'm Yang right now, I pop a little UV. No, I pop a little UV. I fake a disconnect so I can come back and swap my perks.
That's honestly OP as fuck.
You're missing the 8 million damage for. I don't even know what the other perk does. I'll keep it real. That's how useless it is.
I think it increases the amount of shields your teammates get and decreases the cooldown for every teammate you hit with the shields, but why would you ever pick that instead of the Giga Slam?
Wait, how much damage does Slam do? It does well over.
I'm not sure the exact number, but it's above 80, I think. Yano just. I'm being told by insider sources it's 150. But Yano gets just chased down by Zach and lulls the trolls. It's what you. It's what you want to do against this ball. Like, just trying to escape and just chase him down. What can he do? He's just so far away from his backline, he can't really receive any immediate help.
Ball can't do anything if he's not full HP. First flip goes over to Rad Esports. But if you keep that ball below full HP, shoot him with any kind of bullet, he can't do anything.
Pyro trades with Eva. A perfect trade. And Levaya finds the kill on the Smarties. Zach has demexed and Yano just cleans up too, and Kibbs and Zach.
Really good retake, didn't give up too much percentage. And they're gonna have this Kitsu faster than Smarties does. That's the advantage of healing more. That's why you put a support player on support.
We're very up top, maybe looking for a sneaky pulse bomb along with the UAV ball, but Smarties checks the angle, sniffs him out, and trades him. Excellent aim knowledge from Smarties there, knowing to check that angle.
See, that's why you put a DPS player on support. The Zeta division set. It's Shades of Teru, maybe Alpha Yi. Even Pineapple, shout out to Spark.
Kitsu comes out from Levaya, pulse miss from lulls the trolls. Mines, finding Kibbs. And Zach is completely split by the mines. Bomb, Poco bomb, finds nothing. As Zach is just bullied in the corner by Kylo and Reviri.
That double support will committed, but Pyro just rips the OC. He's gonna keep them at bay. It's like having a big stick to poke the bad guys with.
Oh, double TP for Levaya. Keeps him from being booped off the map. And you still have a lot of ults if you're Gabe Douche.
You've got this one. More importantly, you have the beat that Red Esports doesn't have. You're gonna have to use this to survive out this blade or this downpour. Both fight-winning ults if you don't have something defensive to answer.
Eva taking a duel on the left side, but Yano is not able to help them quite yet. Be engaged. And downpour is committed, but there's someone on the backup point. Lulls the trolls on point, finding the cap early. They don't even get 99 from this.
No. Lulls the troll. Just runs past it. He says, "Fuck this. My team will handle it." And they did. They got the beat out, but nothing else. So this blade is gonna come for free now. Unless this Tracer from GDFC can find a big post.
Both DPS ult online for Rad Esports, and well, you see one that goes wide, but that's okay. You still have a Eva bomb on the back pocket. Blade gets ripped out from Eva.
Beautiful.
Pyro. Oh, just excellent amp speed, slide back. But Zach said, I still want more. Pyro needs to go down here. Kibbs finds Reviri and lulls the troll. Finally, eventually finds Pyro. Bomb is committed from Zach, but so are mines. And they're staggering Amnesia.
Staggering OOL is crazy, by the way. But
that is a bit insane.
Pyro coming back up on this OC. Someone compared this guy to Vaughn with this OC. He's crazy. He's trying to track down.
For the real ball knowers, Jedi Penguin. For the real ball knowers. Reviri on point, just trying to force people to come back. Pyro finds Kibbs and Levi goes down, but lulls the trolls trying to find more. Pyro's OC just trying to cut through the beat health, but bomb from Amnesia on point. Gets killed in the remake. But come here. Eventually falls down, and it's only Zach alive. Or sorry, lulls the trolls is here too.
Trades are good for GDFC because they got the flip. Pyro, they killed Kamir late. And Leva back with the Katrina.
Downpour committed, doesn't really find much, but now this fight's starting to get a little scrappy. Pyro falling dangerously low, and They just need to stabilize. Maybe give some point ticks just for the way for the ball can just stall infinitely, you know? Mine's committed. That's gonna throw a little wrench in the plan, but might not be enough. Yang so barely dodging the Diva mech, and OC is ticks, but the rest of Gabe Deuce just falls over.
Good play from Riot Esports. That's a perk diff. Every time Yang went for those slams, he's missing out on so much damage because he picked a perk that nobody knows what it does.
On accident or not, it's just unfortunate.
Really close map though. I think this series is winnable for either team. We're gonna have to see the adjustments that GDFC makes going into the map 2.
Speaking of map 2, we're going there next, so stay tuned. And we're back with Havana, and honestly, the last map was really close. I think this series can go either way, to be honest.
Yeah. I'm excited to see what each team wants to run here. Most people think about this as more of a poke map. You see Sigma, maybe Orisa, a Hog, where you stand away. You let your Widow, maybe an Ashe do the work, just bang 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 shoot bullets. Personally, I like a rush look here, like a Rod May, the old spawn camp. Force as many fights as possible. There's a lot of tight corners, especially on first point that you just play around.
And honestly, second point's not too bad for the Brawl either. Third point is where you might run into some troubles with the open sidelines, but I feel like Brawl and Rush could be forced really easily on the first 2 points of this map.
The only thing you have to worry about on third point is that Widow. Most disgusting angle in the game, I think. Really hard to contest unless you have Thanos on one of your rolls.
I mean, you might see some Ram Sig stuff here. I'm a really big fan of those sort of compositions. I mean,
Ram Sig on this map, that's crazy. I think you have big poke pressure from your Sig. Ram sits on corner infinitely. What are you gonna do if you give him like a back pocket, a Juno, and Ana, anything like that?
you might also see some Diva here. Diva is really good at contesting these angles, can fly around and do so much. But at first looks at the comp, you see Kylo on the Alari and Kamir and Smarties on the BAP and the Zen.
Probably double flex mirror from the support lines. I like the Zen better than the Alari, especially in 6v6. You have perma Discord up. You spam down these angles. Double hit scan dive from GDFC.
You can tell they're a console team. It's all. I feel like I'm home, Caleb. You know.
Yeah, this is where the heart is.
5, 4,
A May coming out. No more double hit scan.
1.
Double bubble May versus Hog Sig double flex. And Ava on Sim for some reason. I'd rather see an Ashe, a Widow, even like a Cass. Sim just doesn't do much.
Oh, Gabe Douche just trying to find their spots to walk in, and Kibbs finds Pyro with the rock. Just it's a really important pick there. You see Zach on the Hog, just on the off angle, trying to find a nice hook, a nice way to open up the fight some more. But Sigma swap, Sigma Winston.
I'm not sure Amnesia got the memo about the different comps, but that's okay. We'll see if they make it work. Comfort picks, that's how you win championships.
Big red flag on my eyes, but Pyro finds Kib. But Zach trades Amnesia. Maybe Amnesia finally swaps, but Loza Trolls finds too, and Pyro and Levia just free pickings when there's no help. But Yang still alive in the back line. Maybe you can trade on Loza Trolls, but doesn't come through.
Big comp question mark from GDFC. They don't even know what they want to run. And Zag, he's gonna take advantage of that. He's gonna walk around His big fat belly. Crank this hog everywhere. And watch out anybody who wants.
Orisa swap, I really like the Orisa here. Really shuts down the hog, a lot of poke pressure to you, a lot of brawl potential as well. Captive Sun, so close from Kylo, that shield is broken. Actually, no Sigma online, but Captive Sun still in the back pocket as Lulz the Troll blades and dies. Still winnable for Game Douche, I think, here. Eva finds Reviri with the turrets, and Zach is just anchoring card.
Red Esports, they've stabilized. They have this back pocket. They have a window available if Zach needs extra healing.
Oh, Zach rocked out of the breather and a lot of deep shit here, and eventually gets traded by Yang. But window comes out from Kamir. A little too far forward, I think.
This ends now.
2 windows, and Pyro finds Lulz the Troll.
Leviah traded out, but Pyro rips the OC.
And Kibbs eats the pulse bomb. I mean, just beautiful stuff. Captive Sun is ripped out, but Wall in retaliation, and no one hit. Pyro still good for finding the picks though. Finds the sim, but Yang is down, and despite Pyro's efforts, they have to back up.
Pyro goes too, but it doesn't matter because Zach is on the point. What are you supposed to do against a Roadhog? Get one shot? I don't want him.
High ground angle taken from the tanks here, but that leaves a lot of room to be open for Pyro, and Lulz the Troll shuts that down quite quickly.
They got past his first corner, and now this high ground becomes so much more impressive because you don't have that big fat payload to hide behind. It's just open season. You have to force through that right door. Get spammed out by a Sigma. Get dashed through by a Genji. It's hell.
Bullhog online for Rad Esports, and Flux comes out. Kibbs in a lot of trouble, but there's still a lamp available. Lamp comes out, but Kibbs still falls. Amnesia very close to the Terra Surge, but Smarties and Zach finds 2. Amnesia no longer alive. No Terra Surge. Bullhog is whipped out from Zach, finding Yang, but Reviri finds Eva. Ew. Zach just flopping his hog all over that guy's face. This is kind of what happens. Sometimes you see massive aura to play the massive Roadhog hero. Terra Surge comes out, but Terra Surge in response, and they C9!
A disaster clash from GDFC.
0. Switching sides. Initiating match.
Maybe they thought Amnesia was close enough with the Terra Surge?
Maybe. But see, like this, like the history of these 2 teams, I'd expect this match to be a lot closer. Maybe GDFC, they built a big ego, they're not trying their best. Or maybe the organization buff is real. Plus 500 SR when you sign that contract.
That's a deal I'd take any day of the week if I were a player.
Kylo, going over to the Zed now, like I said at the beginning of the match, I like this a lot more. The Discord is so much. What I don't like, Diva Sigma. What?
2 heroes that kind of just do the same thing.
We saw Yang play the ball. They looked good on the ball. I think Ball can work on his first point. Even then, maybe mirror the hog. Anything other than the Diva. This is the only incorrect tank pick.
If you are a tank player and you can't play Roadhog, yes you can. This hero is really easy, but just opting out of the mirror. I'm expecting a TP to high ground.
Flying right now. They're just sitting on point.
Zach is dancing.
Shadow Seeker.
TP on high ground. Amnesia falls down. Oh, disaster. And Parties kills Reviri, and oh, I think that's it.
Get away.
30-second an attack. A 30-second attack.
Maybe a recontest, but it's gonna be a bad one. Not if Pyro dies, he has his side forced out. He's not gonna be able to touch.
And killed by Kibbs. Reveri back, but so dangerous with the Xenon still on cart with the sim. Yang back on ball. And just trying to see how much stall they can get. But Zach is still alive. Kills Reveri and blows the trolls for Trace Kylo. Blows the trolls, really put in the work that last fight. And that's the series.
I was expecting big things from this match.
I was too. I mean, after that first map, this Havana map has just been kind of a letdown.
Yeah, that first map was so good. This was GDFC's map pick, and they got full held. They played nonsense and they got full held. Why pick a map if you don't know how to play it?
And we will be right back with the final match of the day. Blizzard World Conspiracy versus Bagels Bastards. That's the final match of the day. Stay tuned. And we are back with Blizzard World Psyop versus Bagels Bastards. First map pick is Ilios, and well, we've seen a lot of Ilios these past 2 days, so we kind of know what to expect already.
We know what to expect comp wise. This match. We have Bagels Bastards. They played in the other OOLs, kind of a gatekeeper team, in my opinion. Where like they're never gonna beat like the top 4 teams. But if you want to be a good team, you have to beat them. You feel me?
You're seeing a bit of hog ball torture coming out from Blizzard World Psyop,
and nothing from Bagels Bastards. It's a protest, I guess. Cabot picking the Roadhog. Let's see what the other Cabot picks too.
5, 4,
Freya as well, maybe, but
1.
really not showing us the team comps they want to play. Okay, there we go. Bit of hog and ball torture versus a bit of a hog Zarya. I think I favor the hog and ball torture here.
Yeah. I much prefer the on a break here compared
what
to
a
the double
hook
flex.
from Cabot. Crazy stuff. That hook was really important, finding the Lion. The Lion does not concern themselves with a Roadhog hook, even though they probably should.
The Lion doesn't look when the small Cabot meows. But maybe they should as Cabot gets another hit.
Cabot's just walking forward, taking infinite space, but now they're on Mauga. The Lion is now on Mauga.
You get the Lion turning his head, but it doesn't matter because Bucket just shoots him with a rocket.
The Lion does not care for the cooldowns at all. Just taking infinite cooldowns from the Ana and the Hog. I mean, gotta be careful of that stuff.
I haven't seen anyone on Blizzard World Psyop other than Lion so far, and I'm not sure about the plan.
Budget already close to the barrage. Let's see if they try to use it early. The Lion. Someone help the Lion, bro. Someone help them.
All this talk recently, we've forgotten. The Lion is nothing without his pride.
It's true.
And a whole hog
And
comes
go out
up
that
with
Poplio. Or Lio? But Cabot finds the hook in the whole hog on the enemy Roadhog, and it's. I mean, I wish I could say more, but nothing else has happened. Cabot on the hook of the Lion.
If the Lion gets killed by Cabot, the fight's over. They just back up. I guess Shotty kills illicit.
Shotty kills 2. Cabot finds Barami in the back line. The other Cabot falling dangerously low as the other Cabot falls.
It's a catalyst fight right now. Canton has the OC, but they get grabbed. He's gonna die.
Scoop Bishop finding the grab. Really important pick. Just keeping the other new Roadhog at bay for right now. The Lion is back though. See Rush forced on a point. Cabot is back on ball. Lion dies again, but Nano out into Scott. Finding two.
This ends now.
As Arami desperately fighting for their life on point, but not. It feels like just the enemy team shoots the Lion and that's it.
Ready for battle.
The Lion doesn't turn when 5 guns are pointed at him. But this is 6v6, and I don't think they realize that.
A Hog Sigma comp coming out from Blizzard World Psyop. I like it.
Bap, I don't like the backline though. Bap Curie's so weird.
5, 4, 3,
I'd
1. Round.
Life Weaver Bap though.
Capture the objective.
Then you become Thanos.
Focus, and we might get out alive.
Deathbound, probably just gonna eat them alive with this Freya.
Sitting back of the map spamming. Does more damage than the fire rockets, but a bit more splash damage on the fire rockets. Just spamming it out on the top of the well. You know, just trying to get them before they go into cage.
The objective is now.
Cast swap from Decanton and Shiny finds Scott Bishop. This cage positioning, so dangerous, especially when the FAR is online.
That fight looks so good for Blizzard World Psyop. They get the first point over to the BB. They're still trying to win this fight, but that's such an early bullish shot. Excuse me.
God, this character builds ult so too fast. Some would say.
Way too fast. No supports left for this other team. This would be able to get walked down.
Up Leo, falling really low, naded in main, but the Sigma shield, they're ready to carry them.
When did we get onto Sigma Zarya? Window available for Psyop though. Maybe big. Maybe you can kill one of the DPS instantly out of the air with one.
Celerity? I don't know. Celerity. Falling dangerously low. As Budget just on the back of the map, just spamming instantly with no pressure, but Scott Bishop and Kavik bow down. Kitsu's are traded and Melissa finds the trade on Decanton.
No, that fight was clean. 2 ults compared to 1. But they get the cap, they're gonna match it % and pass them. Maybe up to 60% by the end of this fight, depending on how it goes. But not if Deathbound gets such an early pick.
Just beautiful. That's what you want to see from your Freya, just constant picks. Wow. Budget with a Nano Barrage shutting down the window flux.
No. The window flux, it looks so good, but it doesn't matter because, excuse me, Budget has a grab in their pocket. They don't need a combo, they do it themselves. So throw a Nano on there, you're Thanos, that's why your god is purple.
It's true, just like his skin. Cabot, Flux on the line. It looks like the only ult that's going to be feasible this fight for Bagels Bastards. But Mark misses onto the Hog. Flux ripped out onto the Genji, but hooked out of it. Budget falls in the mid fight. And things are looking a little more dire. Whole Hog online, but honestly, Whole Hog is just not a very fight for turn or ult. Get a pick with it, and that's just about it. Make space.
If you get it with the Kitsune though, it becomes a meat grinder. Look at that. He kills Scoop Bishop. Rotates back to point. They're gonna try to get a flip now.
Canton cleans up 2 in the end, but it's still 87% 45. And a lot more, and a few ults online for Bagels Bastards.
They have 3 humongous ults. Budget gonna build the barrage at some point. Window early, gonna try to make space, but it doesn't matter. Bagels Bastards, they want to play slow, and they're just rotating it out. They're going through the alley.
Not only that, it buys them point percentage, and that's what you really need right now. Just point percentage and time. Kitsu comes out, and so does the Gravitic Flux. Nano comes out onto Alyssa, and things are looking pretty alright. But Budget falls down in the barrage. Alyssa in a lot of trouble. And Blizzard will tie up, turn it around.
That fight, it was so good.
Complete.
Bagels Bastards, they had
Score.
every way possible to win that fight. They had a grab. You kill one person with that, you win the fight. You have a barrage. You kill one person, you win the fight. Double supportal, and you lose.
Bit of a critical
Cabin.
error there, but
Cabin number 1 swapping over to the Orisa now. This is like the 18th tank we've seen them on.
I think this is the first time an Ilios make it to map 3. A lot of 2-0s on this map.
Sometimes you build momentum. They don't know how to adjust.
One.
It happens. Alyssa going over the BAP, they're mirroring the BAP Kiri. Except, oh, never mind. I got bait. I said Celerity was gonna play the back onto Kiri. What is this nonsense coming out from this
Winston?
World We're seeing a TP on the point though, and they're gonna try to hold this infinitely. A big old bunker. How's anyone supposed to get in there? This comes from this world psyop. They want to poke. They want to kill someone on the high ground. There's no high ground being held.
Budget gets to sit outside the point and really poke. A bit of outside work pressure, but Sim Turrets really doing the number to Shiny over here. But Budget falls, and so does Poplio. And honestly, Hog Winston, I don't know what I'm looking at, Caleb.
No, it's nonsense. Bagels Bastards, they're playing a trade war, but they got the first flip. They're allowed to trade, like a Pokemon card. That percentage,
the
it takes
Canton and Lion finding 2 very valuable kills up to the point, and Budget is resetting.
See this.
How is beat the first ult that we have this map?
Sometimes you farm. But both these comps are kind of nonsensical. Early rush comes out from Celerity, matched by the B.
Lion gets the ammo field, but there's a flank going on. Poplio just trying to find as much as he can. But he's being chased down by the front line. Gets out alive. As Cabot falls, but so did the Lion and Shiny.
The Lion went so deep with the Flammel, but there was just a million bullets in there. It doesn't matter if you have 1,000 HP.
Whole hog in a small room. That's a fucking meat grinder right there, but can't really go in further.
Cabot swapping over to the Malga now. I like this better than the Orisa. But Poplio hooks in the bomb and kills the Canton. Shout out Luca.
I don't know what I'm looking at here, Caleb. I mean, just things are happening, I guess, but
have you ever seen the Three Stooges? I feel like we're looking at all 12 of their cousins right now. Blade
they gotta be
available
related
for
in
Budget.
some way.
Blade's
Budget.
available for both sides.
Contesting the high ground, but when Blade is ripped, Suzu and Lamp committed. Both Lamps committed. And things are looking. Kitty on the point, and Blade from Shiny is also committed. Not really finding much right now, but Deathbound gets the better of them. Beat from Cabot, trying to keep their team alive, and the Lion rips the Primal. Oops, Alyssa and Cabot off the map, but I think they got the point. Percentage that he won this fight.
They got so many important moments out. They trade their Fitty and their Blade, but that's it. Cabot, his poking range, they're gonna base, even if they just hit it nothing really does matter. Except for those, but they still can't even shoot through the window. It's just they catch the check on that pass.
Almost I forgot and Gavin. Two very important ults with the high noon engage.
But Libby's just flanking. Shout out Violet, they killed Cabin so early.
Stop coming in through on Pavlio, but doesn't really connect. The cage is online, but the whole hog forces the Mauga away before they can cage. And off the map! Critical whole hog from Pavlio. But how did that happen? High Noon gets ripped, finds decanted. And
I guess the bullshit's happening on point. I can't really tell. There's too many colors for my little baby eyes to see. But
just like some other NA casters, so many colors on my screen, I can't really tell what's going on. And Cavit falls as the map goes to Blizzard World PsyOp.
That first point from Bagels Bastards, it looks so good, and then I guess 9/11 happened and they were all distracted. There's no other explanation for how you lose that map.
Maybe the team name PsyOp really gave them an advantage. Like the first map was a PsyOp to convince the enemy team that they were bad.
Oh, I've heard about that theory, but we'll discuss that more while we're on break, waiting for map 2.
And we are back with Kings Row as our second map. A lot of teams like this map. Not a lot of variety in the hybrid category. Maybe soon we'll see an Eichenwald or something like that. But you know, I can't help but to blame them. Kings is a very popular map. A lot of people love it and know how to play it very well.
Especially Bagels map pick. We saw Cabot. They looked good on the Malga. They looked good on the Hop. I think in 6v6 you can force both of those with a Zarya on this map and do very good. I think I'm gonna have to try to play to your strengths. It'll be interesting to see how Blizzard World PsyOp respond compositionally to this.
A lot of things to be able to play on this map too. Like, not one composition is hard meta on this map.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm expecting to see some more nonsense comps, to be honest.
That first map, extremely silly. This map seems to be more serious. We're seeing a normal rush look come out from Bagels Bastards. I really like this comp. I like the BAP Juno in the rush. Ana Juno, good too. I prefer the BAP.
I think attack is going to be really hard to keep your Ana away from the enemy front line, especially when you just don't have all the space you need necessary. Maybe without the proper setup, the Ana gets walked at just too fast.
I think the Ana just doesn't play slower than the rest of the team. The Lion is playing Doom for some reason. As much as I say I don't really like the Ana, which did get swapped over to a BAP, I really don't like the Doom Fist. He's be hiding up top left.
Let's get this done.
Some honor and glory on the side of Blizzard World PsyOp. I like what I'm seeing. Slow comes on into Pavlio, forced to pin back. So someone needs to help him. Lamp is forced, but the Lion has M punch. Choose to use it now.
Shiny just kills budget out of nowhere. This push is done. They have to cut back.
The Lion just able to get a lot of free M punches from the spam, from the Freya and the Ram.
Is there really anything in this card you can get value out of M punch? Maybe the BAP, but he'll just get bubbled.
An M form pop by Cabot, trying to find someone in the back line. Slow on the Juno, but can't really find it. And Cabot is deeply overextended.
And they're like Swimmer, some would say, but Budget pays back that first pick from last fight and gets 2.
But the back line from Blizzard World PsyOp, fine too, and the Kansas goes down. This is still winnable, I think. Maybe just wait for your Doom to come back.
They're giving up kicks.
Window gets
They
popped.
rip the window from high ground. And they leave it instantly.
I think having the bait window there is just fine. You take a different angle, but he's trying to find someone out. You got low. But Shiny just sitting on the high ground. Lion finds Cabot. Orbital race soon from them too. That's really important. Annihilation gets popped from Cabot, and the Canton finds Illicit.
No support available for Bagels Masters, but
They don't get the touch.
You can't let that happen. Even if you give up the point, T9ing, mental boomage. Now you're upset.
Orbital ray soon from both teams, and the shatter could be large here. It's gonna be a little bit difficult to get the shatter off past the Zarya bubbles and the ramp shield, but a lot of these characters kind of just sit behind their ramp.
The shatter is gonna be humongous if they can force this ramp shield out early. That's what.
Lion just trying to maybe poke some cooldowns out, trying to fake a bubble or something with the punch. Oh, big punch from
huge punch.
Big punch. The Lion just tearing up the back line, but Budget pops the blade. I really don't think
Well,
that's the
they
right.
get two. No backliners available for BWP. They go fast.
But the Lion finds Budget, and I don't think there's much else you can do if you're deathbound here. Just maybe try to force, maybe find a pick or something.
Oh look, their tanks are back. They're 90 to grab. They just have to watch out for the shatter.
Lion has
they're
M
smart, they're
punch.
giving up space.
He has M punch, but a lot of protections against the M punch here.
Where's the shatter?
Looking for the shatter. Oh, it's humongous!
Oh.
Finds the Zarya and the Bap. I mean, that's who you really want. No lamp to be able to put down and no bubbles.
And
Cabot.
Cabot at the end committed the orbital array when they were already down 2.
Oh, that's so tragic. I mean, I guess it's fine because the orbital ray trades, but the Lion back soon, but Cabot pops the annihilation and Nano comes out to pop Leah. Really just, I guess, just trying to maybe turn it.
It's an old disaster. Watch Celerity on this flank for a shot. Shades of me right here. But Pavlio used the shatter to start that fight. They're 80 to another one.
Nice sleep
Cabot
onto
mirroring
the
ride
Freya.
now.
Oh, humongous pick. I mean, this flank is so nice. Oh, Cabot has swapped to the Reinhardt now. I still think the Ram is better, but sure, if you want to match the Honorable Chungus Ryan mirror, go right ahead. It's King's Row.
Well, if you're comfortable in the mirror, and it makes the shatters a lot harder to get off. Into the Ram, I feel like Shatter Giga Free. And Ram doesn't walk Ryan down as hard in 66. Huge Meteor Strike.
Humongous Meteor Strike, but solo grab on the... Oh, the Canton with the 3K pulse bomb. This is humongous. They gave the grab and the Ebola shot to the Lion. He even lives. Humongous fumble from Bagels Bastards.
The Lion doesn't scoff when he gets hit with 2 ults because he knows his Tracer will be there to kill 3. Oh, yeah, so Celerity on this flank again. We'll see if a nade comes out. It does, it hits Budget.
But Budget trying to take this duel with the Doomfist, very dangerous territory. But Celerity rotating with the Lion, but Budget's trying to catch them out still. The Lion ready to protect his Ana. And Shatter comes out. Oh, it's a huge Shatter. MTD. Bubbles gets forced, but only the Canton dies. Cabot going down to the Soj, AoE, and that's that.
Like these fights, if you're Blizzard World Psyop, this is what you want. Really quick ults. And now look at this. They have a window. They have a Nano on the flank. Give that to the line. He's gonna kill some backliners because they don't know how to clear you out.
I mean, they're also taking one ult fights, really cheap fight. That's what you really want. Oh, window comes. Oh, that's a humongous Shatter. but they committed window. That's pretty costly.
10 seconds remaining.
Beautiful shatter coming out from Cabot. 1-0 fight win like we were talking about. And then Illicit rips the window, Budget rips the blade for no reason. I think they're getting paid off.
Orbital on mine though might be just enough against these 3 ults. I don't think so though. I mean, you can also maybe build a shatter in the mid fight. Pulse bomb stuck against the window out, but Puplio goes down. Nano onto the Lion. Cabot falling really low in the little right as anti, but Morami goes down. High noon to clear out point, buy space, and they get the cap.
No, that was a disaster. For this world psyop. Shiny, that shatter fight, they used the OC. They needed Nano OC to win that final fight on point.
The Canton trying to find an early pick with the pulse with both bubbles up and a window. The Lion gets charged, but the lamp is late. Shatter soon for Pop Leo.
Humongous missiles. These are going on block. Cabot free shooting with the auto aim. They used that ult like 2 seconds ago. They're already 50% to another orbital.
I mean, Cabot is just taking so much damage and it farms that orbital race so fast. Budget just dashed off the map. Unfortunate. It happens to the best of us, Budget. Keep your head up. Pop Leo just trying to stall the cart, but really can't get anything done. The Lion gets solo shattered on cart. Susan comes out, but it's not enough.
No, that was an insane turnaround. They capped the other 2 points. It took them so long, and they still capped with time. They were in OT going into third.
I think you still see the mirror here. Could go either way, I think. Well, it's not really a mirror, but, you know, same thing basically.
I think the lines are even here. I think Lion needs to play a real off tank. I don't think you could cut it with the Doom.
I agree. And the Doomfist just, with the bubbles and the lamp, it's just so hard to get anything done.
And unless you put Papuyo over onto something like a Zarya to back him up. No, the Lion going over to Papuyo on the Hog. Not too sure how I feel about this. There's too many shields for Bagels Bastards.
And there's a May. I just don't see how you get any hook value.
I promise I won't spill any of Talon's secrets.
No, and in Illicit, they've shown the Ana before. But even just playing the map, you're just like a big sponge to get hit by bullets.
5, 4, 3.
Decanton starting on the Widow. Let's see if anybody gets paid.
Defend objective A.
Can't really find anything.
No.
Take the Widow for extra look. I mean, staying Widow for longer, maybe someone peeks their head out thinking that the Canton swap, but they're staying Widow.
Taking the Widow. Walk out of spawn. He's hungry for this pick.
Pop Leo trying to make his way on a point, but so much spam in the Lion on Zarya, getting ran over by the Ram. Bubble gets forced, but gets popped instantly. They both live, but there's not much. They're getting space, so honestly, it's not that bad. The cooldown train's fine.
I really feel like you're missing the spam of like a regular hair scandal. I like the Widow, but they're not finding any picks. It's just a space control.
The Widow just takes control so much of the map that Budget can't really get that close. Oh, the Lion charges down Scott Bishop and while Budget in the hotel tries to maybe live, but Shiny's just all over his case. Blizzard committed.
But it doesn't matter because Zarya has 2 Suzus. We just walk out of it. Nobody gets frozen. -1. I'm expecting to see a swap here. Yeah, on the Hanzo.
No more May.
Deathman think he lethal?
The Canton really showing his trigger discipline when that Genji is just sitting in the middle of nowhere, deflecting in his face. Widow's sights getting popped and trying to look for that Hanzo. Not really expecting the angle. The Canton finding so many valuable shots to the backliners, while the Lion Nano just rolls over the front line.
The line runs forward, full charge. In the middle of all that, Shiny did manage to kill Illicit. Still running amok in the backline, but I'm not sure if they'll find any more value with it.
Life gets forced, but someone needs to force Cabot out. Them 4 gets canceled early. Annihilation online. Deathbound looking really low, but the blade online for budget as well. The Lion on by himself gets ran over. Did I hear a grab?
There was a grab.
I mean, I guess, but Cabot pops the Annihilation, finds 2. Well, the Canton tries to get out, but I don't think that'll happen. Deflect, 100 Canton from budget, very nice.
Bagels, or excuse me, Blizzard World Psyop, they look good, but in every fight they lose, it's just tragic. So many needless mistakes happen.
I mean, the Lion trying to salvage something out of that misposition with the grab, but she's already just too late. Nano Blade on the line, Fatal Bastard. Orbital Ray is popped, and so is the Blade. No Nano needed. Budget still falls though. Lamp is down. Cabot finds Shiny, but the grab is also ripped from Scott Bishop.
What that's so many ults. That was 4 ults out of Bagels. For what did Booster World Psyop even respond with anything, or did they just die? That's fine. They still have Nano. Both these tanks really good Nano targets. Even just like a dry Genji Nano. That's a fight winner. Johnny with the blade, he rips it.
Humongous nade from Celerity. Able to make Shiny find 2 with the blade. I mean, that nade is a fight-winning nade, especially with the blade combo. I mean, just what a way to open up that defense, that attack.
I think on these Kings Row maps, the Ana nades have been the biggest difference makers between teams.
Taking a greedy angle up top right, getting forced out by the Lion.
Double support available for the World Psyop, plus a high noon. Nano Annihilation also available for Bagels Bastards, so we'll see how each 2 plays this.
High noon gets popped. Shiny finds the kill off the back of the high noon. The space being made. And that's on Nano out into the Lion. And Nano out onto the ramp, but is it too little? Gets slept and instantly woken, but hooked into the enemy team. That's maybe what you not want to do when you have a Nano ram in Annihilation, but it doesn't really seem to matter. Budget tries to find the trait, but doesn't come through.
The Annihilation was good, but Shiny was just allowed to run into his backline and kill everyone.
Pop Leo, pole hogging the victory, making sure no one can touch.
That window is sideways.
Humongous grab to complete the cap. I mean, what a time bank difference.
Oh, it's
Switching sides.
the time bank difference is humongous, but
Initiating.
this does let Bagels Bastards implement attacker's advantage theory, where they push, they get however much cap or whatever, right? And then they know where to limit the other team. Whereas if you're defending first, you say, okay, maybe we fight on this. You give up more space and
Ready for battle.
An Ash coming out from Deathbound. Anna Winston, a bit more of a brawlier Winston comp on this point, but I think the Hog here, this is where the Hog finds a lot of value, just sitting in the Winston's face, finding picks just off the space he makes just by existing.
The hand will not flinch.
The bubbles, they're gonna have to be on point if Cabot expects to survive anything from this Hog. Even if you get past him, just gonna shoot your bubble, either kill your backline or kill you.
Celerity.
It's a really rough matchup.
in the, I guess,
in the theater. They're watching a film.
Spots budget, but doesn't decide to take the sleep quite yet. Looking for the huge nade in the back line. Shot onto Cabot so far. Cabot doesn't seem to notice, but big bubble comes out to peel out Celerity. What a humongous bubble. But the Winston goes in deeper. Can find the trade, but kills themselves for it.
Illicit, huge nade in the choke to stop them from running and spawn camping, but it doesn't matter because your team's gonna die anyway.
Already 20 seconds left. Already 20 seconds left. That's rough.
They're gonna be struggling for a touch. Budget's gonna have to go over the top if they want this.
Canton, Rockton main, but it doesn't seem to matter. As Deathbound on the Bastion rolls around the corner. Cabot falls down, but they still get the OT touch. Budget finds two trades. Deathbound just shooting massive bombs from main. So much splash damage.
Humongous turn, but it's a full charge Zarya and a bath on point. You're gonna be careful.
Lion runs over Illicit and Cabot, and solo grabs Budget. Cabot comes back into the grab, but the Lion just so full high charge, it's not enough. Celerity comes back and kills the ball. The Canton is back, but so is Deathbound on the Tracer. High Noon gets ripped, gets the DMAC. Shiny kills Deathbound before the recalls force and a C9.
Score 3.
What a turnaround from the Lion on that first one to Ilios. They've looked really good the rest of the match.
Initiating match.
Just so much time online for Blizzard World PsyOp.
3 minutes to hold a take, and then you don't even get a map win. You get a draw.
And not only that, they get spawn advantages too. Like, it's gonna be so hard once they find the picks they need to come back and recontest.
But Cabot starting on a queen? No, the Sigma. Budget playing Junkrat though. I don't think we've seen Junkrat. And Cabot going over to the Hog. Pick a hero. Scoop Bishop playing the Sigma instead. Juno Kiri on the defense? I think it's fine. Shiny breaking out his Cash App right now. $100 going right into the account.
I mean, it's already a rough map. If it's extra time, $100 would be a little nice compensation for the match loss. Sigma shield out. I really can't find anything from Shiny. Just poking out a little bit as the front line walks up. Big nade. Suzu force immediately.
Scoop Bishop almost got a humongous paycheck.
Humongous care for Papio there. A bubble, a bubble, and a lamp.
Watch this nade though.
Nade finds Budget and Illicit.
A little too early for follow-up, but it makes you space they need. Someone has to challenge Deathbound on this high ground. I guess it's gonna be the Lion. How did he get up there?
The Lion took the bubble jump perk, and he is so high charge. Illicit naded again. And sleeping! Illicit, 1 HP.
Oh, that's a Groggy differential. If Celerity took Groggy, Illicit said they win the map instantly. It looks like they're gonna play slow. Try to build a nano here.
A big nano here onto someone like the Lion would be humongous. The Lion just so aggressive with this play.
Get in there.
Oh, the nano jacks, but Celerity's still nanoed Budget.
How did they kill the lion so fast? He was full HP and then he was dead. It's tragic.
Whole Hog comes out. Celerity finds the trade onto Cabin. This Whole Hog is tearing the other Cabin apart.
And look, they have window to stabilize. Celerity's on the flank. Maybe that trade was the one they needed to win. Watch this nade.
Oh
Humongous.
my, it's humongous! Got Bishop so low. Overray committed, but only finds 2. But High Noon finds 1, and Scott Bishop goes down. Window on point, making it really dangerous for the Hog to walk up. Big nade onto the Hog! They have so much space, and Fudge is the only one here.
So that defense is so good from Bagels Bastards, but some hills are too big for you to climb. 3 minutes to hold 1 tick, it's never gonna happen.
Oh, I mean, what a phenomenal series, I think. You got your nonsense comps, your good plays.
Like,
Oh, just so beautiful.
Yeah. It's a 2-0, but it's a good 2-0 to wrap up the day, I think.
And that is the final match of the day. Thank you very much for watching and having your favorite casting duo. I think my MVP of this match is Celerity. Just absolute demon, always on the flank, just phenomenal performance.
Humongous nade differential. Like I said earlier in Kings Row, the nades make the difference. If you're not hitting nades, you're not gonna win. No.
No, I've said all I wanted to. Don't worry.
Alright, that should wrap it up for day 2. Bunch of teams played. We had a bunch of good matches today. I want to give special thanks to casters once more again. Caleb and Catboy, and then we had Azur and Evan. I give thanks also to Mochi, who's helping with observing, and then also to Kate, who helped organize all the off-stream games. Special thanks to all of them. We'll come back tomorrow at the same time for another set of 7 games, and then that should wrap up our group stage. And then next week we'll be going into our double elimination bracket. I think that's all for day 2 of OOL Sixes. Come back tomorrow. Please watch. Thank you. You guys got anything?
Nope. That's all I had to say for today.
Yeah, that's a wrap for the workday.
All right. We'll end it here. Maybe let's go raid someone. Who's on? Apple. Let's raid Commander X. Let's see that.